Yo,
right.
what's up?
I think we got a fun episode. And first, I want to thank Just Lee Belmont for the raid that we got during the timer. So we're gonna hit the ground running a little bit in terms of engagement, which Byron, by the way, came in from that. I'm pretty sure. So our topic: kids shows we are nostalgic for. Like thinking back to like all those old networks when we were a kid and we had basic cable. Watching all those old shows. So I guess I'll between you guys, who wants to start us off? Like old either Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney. What kind of shows do you want to start with?
Just to clarify, we're ranking them from F being the worst down here to S top tier, and I'm gonna start with a hot take. Ready?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
SpongeBob, F tier.
F tier, really? Well, it depends on the season.
Okay.
Depends on the season, because the show got
SpongeBob
worse.
Tier.
Okay, F tier.
F tier.
Early SpongeBob, I
show.
thought was okay. No, I say early SpongeBob is pretty good, like BA. We have to keep in mind that our memories are like, unless we watched it recently, how we rank things might be a little iffy. But I would say early SpongeBob, BA. Sometimes certain episodes can veer into S, but as the show went on, especially recently, it's like forgettable.
I would put SpongeBob at D tier purely because look at how many great memes we've gotten from the internet.
That's all it's got. All right, we got categories of
Patrick. Oh, the new Patrick show,
comedy.
Garbage. They made a show just about Patrick.
Wait, they made a Patrick show? What the hell?
It's just like Planet Sheen. Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah. No, don't remind me of Planet
I forgot
Sheen.
Jimmy Neutron.
Oh
so
God.
Let's look at different. Let's look at different categories. Right, we got art, we got storytelling, we have comedy, maybe drama, characters. Right, we got these 5 characters or 5 categories. It sucks at all of them.
F to S. Patrick shows a G.
It sucks at all of them. You know, I think SpongeBob is probably one of the most overrated shows of all time.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
Overrated. The only thing it has is memes. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all it has.
It was a big cash cow, and they ran it dry, like real bad.
Yeah. I would drop my mic, but it's connected to my table.
They're still making new episodes to this day, I believe.
SpongeBob
why?
is like SpongeBob.
How many
is
original
like the
people?
Nintendo cartoons. All right.
How many original people are still involved in SpongeBob? Like the showrunner died from a few years ago, which was tragic, and and then they like squandered. They've been squandering. It's a Simpsons problem. It's a Simpsons problem. It runs over long. They get new people in who are who don't have the same touch as the original people who knew the show.
Yes. I forgot to think about adult cartoons. We got Family Guy. We got Simpsons, South Park.
God.
Well, I mean that's
Let's talk about those.
I don't know. Do we want to? I mean, they're not so much kid shows like.
They're cartoons. You know? I didn't say that they're kids shows. I said adult
just
cartoons.
Said it's just cartoons.
Well, yeah, adult cartoons,
They're
but
cartoons.
I wanted to focus on the kid shows and the nostalgia as we were like growing up.
Did you not watch those as a kid? I did. I watched South Park as a child.
I guess you're right about
as a child.
I was not allowed.
Probably
but however, we weren't supposed to. The rules of TV said it was like I forget the rating, like MA-17 or something. I don't even remember.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Rules are meant to be broken. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Family Guy, according to Grand, overall D tier, but the early seasons B. Yeah, I agree with you. Family Guy's quite.
You're bugging.
I think that show is so funny.
Family Guy is B tier, maybe B+ tier. Family Guy is a solid show.
Oh.
Maybe nowadays it's but in the beginning, bro, that shit hit. It was edgy, it was funny, it was topical. The art style was simplistic but clean.
But it being topical sort of makes it like a product of its time, and watching it now, like all the older references don't quite make much sense. It's a problem that South Park might have, especially recently when they go overly topical. Like 10, 20 years from now, you watch these shows, you need a list of references, like talking about this is what they're referring to. Because it really won't make as much sense in the future. It's a purely topical thing.
If you missed it, then you weren't there. You're a square. Sucks to be you, buddy.
There are just some forms of media that are like that. You got to be there at the right time. So like I will.
Right? We could say the same thing about this podcast. 50 years from now, they'll be watching this and be like, "What the fuck is this?
What is this shit?
Everything."
I guess
is
whenever we talk
topical.
about gaming news, but that's why I try to have the occasional episode which talks just about stuff in more general sense.
When you think about it, everything is topical, relatively.
I don't know. I sort of steer things more towards kids-centric shows. I want to talk about one of my favorites growing up, which was Invader Zim, which was like a very different kind of show, which probably shouldn't have been a kid's show. Here's a fun fact that I think most people know. Does anyone remember the organ harvesting episode?
Yeah,
on
I
the
was
kids
just about
show?
to say, that's the only episode I remember. They took his organs out and they replaced them with pigeons.
So, fun fact about that, when they test screened that episode to kids, one of the kids ran out screaming, crying, and the network was like, "Good to air, we'll keep it." I was like,
It's all good. It's all good to go.
That wouldn't fly today, but it was so fascinating. I learned about organs a little bit.
That show is so anti-Nickelodeon, but they are the ones that I believe
they aired it in like the early 2000s. So like,
yeah, that's when cartoons started to get edgier.
Yeah.
And then
does anyone know the history? I forget the dude's name who made Invader Zim, but he made a comic book series. I think it was like Johnny something. I forget. If someone looks up the creator of Invader Zim, he made an actual violent, more adult-oriented comic, which supposedly takes place in the same universe as Invader Zim. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but it's a show with cursing and overt violence and death, and wasn't made for kids.
Well, I think that show was added when Nickelodeon was trying to go more adult, and they came out with Snick. I don't know if you remember Snick, Saturday Night.
Vaguely.
Vaguely.
Yeah, that's when they made As Told by Ginger, and
that was a good one.
They were geared more towards like teens. They were trying to go for. So
yeah.
Now let's give this thing a rating because we got a lot of shows to go through.
Yeah.
We
Invader
have so
Zim.
many shows. We have so many
I'd say
giving that a
honestly.
I say B. Yeah.
For Invader Zim, I put that
it
as
was
like
entertaining,
because guys, when you hear my A's and S's, I'm not throwing A's and S's just out there. Not everyone's an A, not everyone's an S. All right, I've just got to say that. So some shows.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be super formulaic with the rating because I wasn't even thinking about rating these shows. But just thinking about it, I would probably put Invader Zim as like maybe an upper A because I just find the whole thing so fascinating. It was like very unique and a nice premise. It was actually pretty funny. Also, fun fact, if you watch the pilot for Invader Zim, totally different show. More comedy oriented, more kids show. The voice actor for Zim was different, which is weird. But the show actually turned into the guy who made Invader Zim made the pilot to get approved, and then he flipped the script and made it totally different.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'd
like
give
that.
Invader Zim a B.
We're not actually making a tier. Oh, my bad. We're not actually making a tier list. We're sort of just rating them as we go.
Yeah.
I'm sure
that's my ranking.
Though I will say, I recently played Psychonauts 2, and
same
hearing-
voice
Invader Zim
hearing,
voice is distracting.
Hearing Raz's voice, I'm like, wait, is that Zim? Yeah. That was
It's the same problem I have watching Hell of a Boss. I keep getting distracted by the Zim voice. He's too iconic. And even less so in Billy, and less so in the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy because Billy was voiced by the same guy, but he changed it enough where I don't notice the Zim voice as much, but it's still there if you pay attention.
Hell of a Boss, good show by the way. Definitely recommend it.
Oh, Dan Versus had. I know nothing about Dan Versus. I seen memes about it, like some guy with like razor sharp teeth for some reason. I heard it was an okay show, but I'm kind of curious now.
All right, let's take a look at this list. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these death row that you listed earlier, I have no idea what the hell they are, but I do know Ed and Ed and Eddie.
I was gonna bring that up.
Another good one.
A classic of my childhood as a cartoon.
That's an A.
A classic.
That is an A.
That is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Very good.
I agree.
That is an
was
A.
Yeah, I would
Artwork.
probably.
Comedy, story, characters. It got all of it. It got all
That
of
show
it.
was hilarious.
There's another interesting quirk to Ed, Ed, and Eddie. There's a concept called Omega Cast show, which is a show that has a cast of characters and they never introduced any new characters. And that's usually like shows that only last one season, so it's not their fault. That's what wasn't what they were going for. But Ed, Ed, and Eddie was an Omega Cast with the exception of the movie where they brought in Eddie's brother. But other than that, though, same cast of characters. It was still interesting.
To be fair, they always talked about Eddie's brother, though.
Yeah, he was built up.
To him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was a cool idea. Like you think he's actually this cool, everyone likes him, then you find out he's a total d bag,
like asshole.
They kind of made him sound like one.
Yeah, what bothered me about that show is that they never had any parents. They were never brought up, never talked about. Like
parents are never shown up.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Kids World.
Speaking of kids, codename Kids Next Door.
That's
another
Candy.
one. That's another one from my childhood.
That one, yeah, the Kids Next Door one. Did you guys know that the creator of Kids Next Door pitched a sequel series to Kids Next Door, which got rejected, unfortunately? Have any of you guys heard this? I'll tell you the premise.
I haven't heard that.
So here's the premise, which I might have some of the details wrong, but it's number one coming into contact with aliens, and apparently the whole kid versus adult thing is a universal problem. And apparently number one joined the Universal Kids Next Door. I forget, they had a different name. The Universal Kids Next Door to fight adults, which are a universe-wide disease or problem. But it's actually antagonistic. The Kids Next Door of Earth is actually going is trying to doesn't want to be involved and are against one. So one, and I might have interpreted this wrong, but it seems like one and the Universal Kids Next Door are bad, and the Kids Next Door, I guess, sort of make amends with the adults of the world to basically fight this universal threat, which is like all adults are bad, no exceptions given. But it was a cool,
this got rejected.
I mean, I don't know what they could have done. I don't know
that could have been kind of interesting.
The pitch animation looked interesting, but I don't know. It's a weird concept, very different. It could have gone bad.
I know people are not going to agree with me, but I actually hated Codename Kids Next Door. I thought it was really boring.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
They made excellent.
It had a lot of plot
games.
twist.
They made excellent games on Flash, the Cartoon Network.
Oh, the old Flash games. A lot of
great.
Did anyone preserve them?
Games.
Did anyone preserve those games?
I think they are. I think they are preserved on a Flash website that you have to run in HTML. But
either that or that Flashpoint archival object.
Yeah,
and that is going to be a problem with a lot of people. You just randomly miss shows. The thing, I watched early Kids Next Door, but I never kept up with it. Kids Next Door had some great plot twists. They established 274, and correct me if I'm wrong, 274 was an early ally. And then he turned bad when he became too old and he was going to get kicked out. And I stopped watching after that point, but someone told me that he was actually a mole pretending to turn against the Kids Next Door the whole time.
Yeah.
It was a big,
because once you become 16, I think, you get kicked out.
I don't remember exactly, but he apparently faked the whole thing to become a mole for the Kids Next Door as an older teen.
Listen, that
which
show
was crazy.
Dear to me, Death Row. That was the worst take you'll probably make today. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but
I don't know. The SpongeBob F tier is kind of a bad take.
Nah, GK, you're wrong. You belong in jail. But I remember Kids Next Door was probably one of the first cartoons that ever did a real life. How can I say it? Project. I don't know if you guys remember when they offered you to become an actual code agent and you got an agent number and they mailed it to your house.
Really?
You guys remember that?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry, repeat that.
Kids Next Door had an episode or an advertisement where they let you kids become an actual agent and they would mail you a code number to your house and you'd get an agent card. And I remember all the kids in the block and back in the city had agent cards.
I never had that.
All be numbers and we had squads and everything. Yeah,
that's cool. I never had that. I didn't know that. Does anyone remember when the Nickelodeon tried to sell the Kids Next Door Treehouse for $1 million? They never had anything made. It was just to see if any rich kid would, or any rich parents would do it, and then they would build it after the fact, but no one did. I think a YouTuber by the name of Rebel Taxi looked in on this and found out that they posted it, they never actually made it, and no one went for it, so it was all just a big PR stunt.
Wow.
That's
fun.
That's crazy.
It was interesting.
All right, so S tier, no debate. Shut up, Beth. Johnny Bravo.
I haven't seen that many episodes of that.
All right, I have to be honest again. That show, when that came on, I would turn it off because it was just to me, it was so boring.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. Yeah. I never watched it a lot.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna be honest.
Early Seth MacFarlane. I feel like it was Seth MacFarlane wanting to make a more adult show, but
wait, that's his show.
Yeah, Seth
I'm gonna
MacFarlane
go
made
check
that.
that actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
I don't know if he was the main showrunner. I know he was involved pretty heavily. But it was like they made I remember seeing clips kind of recently over the last few years where there were subtle references that would only be for adults, but they didn't say it outright.
Yeah.
But it was like them
Undertow.
trying to make a more adult show. But it was I remember the Christmas episode for Johnny Bravo, which wasn't super good. It was I don't know, but I don't have too many fond memories of Johnny Bravo. I just thought the character was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was okay. It was like a C tier, I'd say.
I remember they made a parody of It's a Wonderful Life because Johnny Bravo wanted to imprint his face in concrete, and the guardian angel mistook that as him wanting to off himself, and he showed him a world in which he wasn't born and everything was so much better if he wasn't around.
That's pretty dark.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane was a writer and storyboard artist for Johnny
Wow.
Bravo.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wait a
my
minute,
God,
Scooby Doo
Scooby-Doo.
crossover with it's a
forgot about
Hanna-Barbera show. That makes sense, but I don't
that made
remember that
sense.
for
I think
Johnny
Cartoon
Bravo.
Network owned Hanna-Barbera.
They did that a lot.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo and the gang, they got around, which I never watched Scooby Doo a whole lot. Occasionally on Nick at Night and
What?
Boomerang. Not
I've seen a few
on TV at
episodes.
schools.
What?
I mean, I watched like the newer series or the newer series like the pup named Scooby Doo, which I didn't like. There was another newer version. I did like the movies they made, like the one with the zombie island. That one was so good. I mean, it did kind of ruin it because spoiler alert: the zombies are real. It's real supernatural. The whole point of Scooby Doo was it was supposed to be there. Nothing supernatural was ever happening. It was all like people pretending. But then eventually there was a couple of times where it was real monsters. That kind of I feel like it ruins the point of the initial Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo was a great show. The movie was cool. I remember that was one of the first times like I remember when Velma was like really hot because like she took off her glasses or some shit in the movie.
Like,
and I was like
like
Was there
like,
new?
the live
Glasses
action, the
off.
live
There we
action.
go.
Oh,
The
wow.
live action.
The live action movie.
Those are
the live
hated.
action movie was weird. I heard, and I don't know if this is 100% true. They initially made that movie to be a parody, self-parody, more adult-oriented, and then they flipped it in the last second. So there's a couple of moments that don't seem to fit Scooby-Doo, like the whole swapping bodies. Like, hey, I could look at myself naked, like one of those moments, or Scrappy Doo pissing on I forget her name, but one of the girls. That was weird.
Whoever that actress is, yo, hit me up. Unless you're like over 40, never mind.
Also, there was a new Scooby-Doo movie I never had a chance to watch. Like, it was supposed to be a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I don't know if it's any good, but the animation looks good.
There's one with the three witches is considered pretty good too.
Oh man,
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar. I just
I think it came out more recent than Zombie Island, but other than that, the Scooby Doo.
Zombie Island was one of the earlier movies.
Yeah. Other than that, the movies
it turned into direct to DVD land. It got like kind of
Same with Tom and
There
Jerry.
was one where they went into cyberspace. I did not like that one. It was okay, but I thought the whole concept was weird. They go into a real cyber world. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Did not like that one.
Tom and Jerry.
Courage the
Tom
Cowardly
and Jerry
Dog.
Slaps.
Tom and Jerry was really funny.
Tom and Jerry,
that does.
Classic.
And Endless here brought up. I forgot they did this. I didn't watch it. Scooby Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog did a crossover. Their art styles do not match.
That's a weird crossover.
Actually,
What the hell?
That kind of makes sense.
It does, but the art styles don't fit.
Yeah,
it does make sense, but the art styles really don't mesh. Another thing I want to bring up with Courage the Cowardly Dog, because I like that show too. It's also in the Weirdville, like super uncanny. Does anyone remember Freaky Fred?
No.
I don't remember his name.
Is that a fox? Is that a fox?
No, the barber guy. The barber guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember the barber.
No, I'm gonna have to look him up because hold on. Freaky Fred.
I hope I'm not confusing the name.
I don't remember the characters' names, to be honest. Just like the main cast.
Do you remember the barber episode where he talked about how naughty he was?
My favorite episode was when he was like,
naughty.
"Return the slab" or something.
Yeah, Freaky Fred. That is it. That was weird. A CG, like that one was also weird too.
Yeah, they did some
That
weird
was one
art
of the
styles.
craziest episodes. Is Return the Slab and the one with like the moon face or whatever that was.
Yes, the moon face. That
Oh
was
my
creepy.
god.
They went to.
Oh, did you guys know? Did you
way.
guys know that there was apparently someone leaked a game being made for the PlayStation 1, a Courage the Cowardly Dog game for the PS1 that they got canceled, but it actually wasn't. The whole thing was bullshit. It was just a creepy pasta nightmare thing, and I thought it was real at first when I was watching videos on it. I was like, why didn't they make like a PlayStation game on that?
Yeah, that would work. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
Maybe like a PS1, PS2 era game could have worked because a lot of cartoons got games back in the day, back in that like
for better or for
PS2
worse,
era.
mostly for worse.
I think Courage Cowardly Dog was probably the first time I experienced the uncanny valley feeling.
Yeah.
Was
Same.
that show?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
it was
that
like
show
overt,
definitely-
like really trying to push it.
So that show definitely hits home for me. I think that's an easy B plus A minus right there.
Yep, I can agree
Stupid
with
dog.
That,
I love Eustace.
yeah. You stupid
Another
dog,
fun
you
fact.
made me look bad.
Another fun fact.
Eustace.
Did you guys know that that mask that he does he puts on to scare Courage?
Ooga, ooga, ooga.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Originally, it was supposed to be a shotgun, but they were like, okay, we can't exactly do that.
Like, without
Can't
the
shoot the
shotgun,
dog.
like, you stupid dog.
Wow.
Wait, he still
Yeah,
has a shotgun, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so, but he doesn't scare Courage with it. It was
No,
supposed to be
it's
scaring
the
Courage with a
mask.
shotgun. They
And
couldn't,
then they
you
make it
know.
sound
Did it
like
once
he's
or
fucking,
twice.
oh
Did
God,
anyone make a mask of that for real? Because that mask looks cool.
That thing was huge.
Yeah,
Well, I
that
mean,
was-
make it more like normal
That
size.
shit like covered all the way to like his legs. Like a shield. Oh man. Yeah, Death, this row this row, this list you got is I don't know most of them if I'm being honest.
Well, these
Ooh,
okay. So
Amanda
these are very original like Nickelodeon shows. So these are going to be like probably 96 through 98.
Mm.
It's when I would have watched them. So
Yeah,
we have
I
Angry
wanna-
Beavers, Rocco's Modern
Angry
Life.
Bird. I want to sort of talk about Angry Beavers because I did kind of like that show, but I didn't watch it a whole lot. There's an interesting history with that show as well that I don't know how many people would know about it offhand, but the show was ending and they were producing and writing an episode that was the overt finale talking about how they were canceled, and the show gets super meta to the point where the characters would refer to each other by their voice actor names. Like they're going like really overt, but they recorded the voice acting lines, but they didn't make the animation. The network stopped it because they did not want that episode to be made. They did not want people to know the show ended. They wanted people to still watch reruns and look for the show. So they wanted to sort of mess with people, which is so different compared to today, because when shows end, they make a big deal about finales, like the iCarly finale. Like a lot of shows have a big ending episode because they wanted to milk the last bit of views, because I think now people know when a show ends. When Angry Beavers was out, it was like no one knew for certain, so they wanted the people to continue watching.
Yeah.
I never
Interesting.
loved those shows, but I mean they passed the time. You know, Rocco's Modern Life was also, that one actually had some adult references as well, but I wasn't gonna get that as a kid.
Yeah.
They made a remake which was also more
I did not know they made a remake. Wow.
adult references. Oh, here's a show that I know that I feel like almost no one does, and it's a show I don't even like. It's just a really random show. The Brothers Flub. Does anyone remember The Brothers Flub?
No.
No.
I barely
Now
remember
you're
it.
speaking a foreign language over
I
here.
remember watching many episodes of this, but I can only remember one episode about guacamole and a joke about you big bags of gas. The show wasn't, I don't think it was good.
So this guy can watch this weird random shit called The Brothers Flub, but he never watched Scooby Doo. Get out of here.
No, I'm not saying I never
Get
watched
outta here.
Scooby Doo. I just didn't watch it that much.
All right,
But-
if we're gonna talk about obscure shows. Does anybody remember? I got two. Pelswick, which is about a kid in a wheelchair. Does anybody remember?
Oh,
that on
I do remember
Nickelodeon?
that. Oh my
No.
god.
It was weird. Only I think 10 episodes were ever made.
He had a guardian angel.
Yes.
He had a guardian
Yep,
angel.
with a beard.
He had a bully, which
What?
the bully making fun of a kid in a wheelchair, like what an a-hole.
Yeah. And then the other show is Butt Ugly Martians. Does anybody remember that?
I remember that.
That sounds
remember
familiar,
that.
actually.
That was only around for 9
CG
months.
CG
9
show.
months. Yep. Very early CG.
There was a video game?
There was a video game on Game Boy Advance. It got some of the worst reviews ever. Yeah.
Well, no,
Apparently
wasn't it a
also
show
on
first?
PS2,
It was a show
apparently.
first, and
Oh
then
my
it became
God.
a game.
Yeah.
The show title name is correct. They are butt ugly.
The animation's butt ugly. See, that's the subtle marketing. Oh man, this show looks like shit. The Martians. Actually, wait, let's call them butt ugly. We'll get away with the shit animation.
It was so generic.
It was like worse than Jimmy Neutron was. Oh, it was fine. It kind of shows its age a little bit, but butt ugly Martians, oof, low budget.
Yeah. Let's go towards something people actually know. What about The Mask? That's a good one on that list.
Yeah, so the movie's obviously really popular.
Wait, there was
I never watched The Mask Show.
Yeah, they had a cartoon. That was my favorite cartoon as a kid, but it was very hard to find. I
don't even know. I never watched it. I only know about it after the fact.
I think it was on Fox, which was less watched by me at least.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Oh man, Fox. I mean, this sort of is kind of different. Does anyone remember like the Fox box and for kids and the real? I mean, this we don't want to talk too much about anime, but they had terrible dubs of animes.
Oh yeah,
dub in general is trash.
Home of Sonic X.
Dub in general is trash.
Whatever. All right, the anime topic though, it's a different sort of conversation. I think
that's another day.
So Byron, do you have a super obscure show that you think no one else would remember?
I don't have anything like super obscure. No,
Byron, are you from the United States?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's from New York.
Yes.
Oh, right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
How about you, Rez? Any obscure?
I thought the first time he came on, he said he was from Canada.
He's from New Guinea. Byron's from New Guinea.
Yeah, no, Byron's from Portugal. Anyway, obscure, no. I mean, but I do have some bangers. Let's see him. What
okay.
Say?
Give us
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Hang on. Aren't there a bunch
Which
of those?
one?
So
which one?
There's like 5 of them.
There's like 7.
All of them. Screw it. All of them. And the video
how would you rate? Now, here's a good tier list. Tier list the TMNT shows. Most of them are good, but some of them are kind of iffy.
He's probably talking about the one from 2005.
What about the 80s one?
You know?
Or the 80s. Or the 80s. Right.
The 80s one.
The 80s one was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where the 2005 was TMNT.
Can I tell you guys about a reoccurring dream I had about them?
Sure.
So ever since I was a child, when I was maybe 5, I've been having this reoccurring dream since I was 5 years old. It happens maybe once a year.
Okay.
Where I'm playing basketball in front of a McDonald's back in the Bronx, and for some reason I turn into a piece of paper, like a paper man.
A paper cut out of yourself?
Yes. And I slip through the cracks of the sidewalk and I fall into the subway, and I suddenly blow up into a normal human again. And then I'm met by Donatello, and we skate through the subway system, and I meet the other turtles.
Funny.
I become a Ninja Turtle like apprentice, and we're eating pizza and doing like 360 flips and shit.
You need to tell me where you get your weed. You need to tell me.
Anyone psychoanalyze? Can anyone psychoanalyze this?
Literally.
I've been having that recurring dream since I was a child. Every single year I had that dream at least once since I was a child.
Wow.
Interesting.
It keeps happening.
A crossover between Flat Stanley and the TMNT.
Jesus.
I mean, I really liked them as a child, but I didn't.
Or
I don't know why I keep coming back.
Paper
Mario.
I just have to throw that out there. Anyway,
and also, the one TMNT show I did watch a lot was the 2005 one. That one sort of came up with the whole I think a lot of TMNTs does. There's like a big universe going on, and you learn more about like the internet, like the I forget what they call it, the Krangs. I don't know if they have a different name than just the Krangs. Which is interesting. The Krangs were bad in the original, good in 2005, bad again in the CG animated one. It's interesting. And then like the 2005 one introduced different factions like the Mafia, the Purple Dragons, the government. There was this one government agent who's been alive since the Civil War because he was experimented on by aliens and he wanted revenge, which was an interesting idea. I don't know. There was a lot going on.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles / Batman crossover. That shit was fucking awesome. When Batman fought Shredder was one of the coolest fucking fights in cartoon ever. I don't know if you guys ever seen that.
When did they do this?
I didn't know they made that. That's good.
Batman fought the Foot Clan like, well, first he fought the Turtles and beat their ass.
Yeah.
And then he fought the Foot Clan, beat their ass, and then he fought Shredder, and it was like kind of a tie. Kind of. It was so badass. Anyway, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, man, a lot more weird cartoon crossovers than anybody thinks there was.
I mean, because they're both technically, I think they're both technically DC, because technically Mutant Ninja Turtles are, I think, is a comic as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a comic.
That happened in the comics. Oh, well,
yeah,
they made it animated.
Okay.
Yeah, they animated it, and it was fucking awesome.
Oh, I don't know if speaking of Batman, another show that I liked that was very like grandiose was Justice League. I wasn't into comics, but I loved the idea of like having like this big world. You learn more about certain characters, and the Justice League was self-contained. Like you can watch like one episode and it was like an individual story, but it slowly built up to like a lot going on, like the conflict between the government and the Justice League, or metahumans, which I don't think was a term back then.
Is it just me, or were there 2 Justice League shows? One on Cartoon Network, one on WB.
There's Justice League, and then there's Justice League Unlimited.
That's
which was a continuation, I think, because they became bigger and they added more people. Like the Green Arrow was a guy who didn't want to be involved. Like he was just like, I'm trying to help the little guy, and then Batman was like, well, those big guys step on the little guys, so you should help us out. It was a good line, I think.
They had people like, additional cast like Martian Manhunter, Plastic Man, Hawkman, Hawkgirl.
It got a little overblown at times because I was forgetting like who these people were. I guess it makes sense if you read the comics more.
Yeah. I mean, these were core cast members because like there's like I think 12 core members, that are pretty pivotal.
Wait a minute.
To the entire Justice League.
When did Batman meet Scooby Doo? Are you saying?
Yeah.
Wait, they're in the same universe. Scooby Doo's in the same universe as Batman. That's a weird thought.
In theory, Scooby Doo could cross over with TMNT.
Yeah,
that's funny to think about.
Yeah,
technically.
That theory that literally all cartoons and media are in one shared universe.
Well, speaking of DC shows, I gotta bring this up. We got regular Teen Titans and then fucking Teen Titans Go.
Oh yeah, Teen Titans, great.
We don't mention that second one. The first one is golden. Yeah, forever in history. One of the best cartoons.
Wait, was it? No, there was only one show. What are you talking about? There was only one Teen Titans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there was only one.
Teen Titans.
I think one.
And the comics. The comics and one show.
2003. Like around there,
something like that.
I think it was the same time as Codename Kids Next Door. Same day it came out.
And Teen Titans was similar to Justice League. It alluded to a bigger world, things going on, slowly building up. I remember the finale where they invited a lot more people in. There was this big, I forget the guy's name. This robotic skull looking thing, and there was a big conflict. But it was building up to a lot, and it was actually really cool. And you got to like really like these characters. No, not Slade. This is like a guy after. Slade was a persistent bad guy. There was like a new threat. There was like a robotic skull that became the new threat that was building an army. I don't remember. No, I legit don't remember. But that was like one of the last things where they were going after everyone in the world, like people involved with the Titans, because there was like a big conflict brewing.
Oh yeah, I think that is Brainiac.
Was it? I don't remember if it actually was Brainiac or a different skull, because comics are weird. There's
some iteration of Brainiac. It's apparently called the Brain. To me, that's just an iteration of Brainiac.
Huh.
The main villain against Doom Patrol. I don't remember. But yeah, and the characters were really cool. Like I wanted to learn more about these characters, and it was cool when you watch like a newer Justice League and they have Starfire in there randomly, or Raven. Raven was in a recent movie about an alt-world universe where Darkseid won and conquered the Earth, and Raven is like a big player. I don't know if it's literally the same Raven from the Teen Titans universe, but it was like, oh wow, I remember her. She's like the same kind of character. And Starfire too occasionally pops up in Justice League, the video game Injustice. She was a DLC character, as well as a cyborg. Same voice actors, I think.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Teen Titans eventually grow up to join the Justice League. That's why you have like shows like which follow up like Young Justice, where you'll see like older.
I never
Cyborg,
watched that.
Older Starfire, great show by the way. And then you'll see like Young Flash, Young Green Arrow, aka Red Arrow, aka Speedy, Young Aquaman, aka Aqualad, Young Robin. So you know.
It introduced you to the world of comics and how convoluted and confusing it can be.
Yeah, I'll say.
And retcons. Lots and lots of retcons.
Yep.
True. The multiverse.
The multiverse.
Yeah, well, I never watched that shit, so I don't know what you're talking about in this piece, but I... oh my god.
A tier.
I say S. Like, Teen Titans, really good.
Oh, Teen Titans, yes. Teen Titans S tier, but I'm talking about like Justice League, that's A tier.
Oh, yeah, A. I think Teen Titans was
Titans
better.
S tier, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Of course. I didn't think I had to say that again, but yes, Teen Titans is S tier.
Yep. From superheroes to babies. What about Rugrats?
Rugrats. Here we go.
Rugrats has a fond part of my heart. I give that like a B+.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's super good. It was very important, like, at the time. And also, Rugrats was like the first show. Because a lot of shows like that focus on kids, the adults are like one-dimensional characters that are just like overly
it's like Peanuts, like
moral. Yeah, pretty much. But Rugrats actually made the adults characters, and I think the idea was to mirror that the goofiness of the kids, but then the adults, like you're still just you're still just a juvenile at times.
At 4 a.m.
Yeah, and it was like it was I think relatable to a lot of adults watching it. It's like you have to deal with these little shits like causing problems.
they got into some shenanigans.
Yeah, they got.
I like
the fucking.
They were very creative.
But man, how many times did they almost die like as children?
God.
And I thought the movie was good, but I think it went a little too far with how bleak everything was. Like they literally go missing. That's like a bit much for me. And spoiler, Tommy trying to pour peanut butter over Dill so the monkeys would eat him alive. It's like Cain and I think the whole thing was supposed to be like a Cain and Abel analog a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, and then
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that memorable. Then there was a sequel movie which I fucking hated, which actually had a robot fight. Like, why? It's so weird.
They also had they had 2 spinoffs. So one was All Growed Up.
Yeah. I was about to mention
that was
actually.
one episode, and then they made the spinoff All Grown Up or whatever.
Sucked.
And then they also made recently a new Rugrats show. Has anybody seen it? The art style is weird.
No, I was just
weird.
going to point out that there was apparently a Wild Thornberrys and Rugrats crossover, which I heard of. That's another thing where their art styles don't mix. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. And what other Rugrats show? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna pull it up because when I saw this, I was like bugging. I thought this was weird.
Wow. Yeah. I have seen only like maybe a couple episodes of All Grown Up, and it's trash.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's
what the
3D.
hell is this?
Oh,
wait,
it's awful.
Wait. Go to that picture with Angelica. She looks so
Here?
cursed.
Woo!
That looks so cursed.
It's like really bad CGI.
It's a very weird style. Yeah.
Oh, that shit looks cursed.
It's apparently not bad, but
it looks bad.
This is scary. You know.
I was gonna say cursed. Looks like maybe like that one of those like, oh hey, Mario and like Unreal Engine kind of shit.
yeah. Great point. Yeah. Look at this. Like the grandpa's dancing.
I don't
probably breaking
remember
every bone in his body.
I'm surprised he was still alive and all grown up. Honestly,
I don't remember All Grown Up, to be honest.
Yeah, like
this is good. You live in a better world.
Yeah, we live in a better world for that. Oh, man.
I remember the opening to when they announced All Grown Up was apparently the kids, the babies, they go like they hook up a pumpkin to like a stereo and then they teleport to the future and see the future. It's like really weird. Some weird crap like that.
I remember the episode of Rugrats where they go into the future because they were listening to a concert or something. That was the very first All Grown Up episode.
Oh wow, they changed some of the characters. Grandpa's a hippie, Betty is a LGBT, and Howard doesn't exist. Okay.
Speaking of comics, Spider-Man.
There were so many
one?
Spider-Man cartoons.
There was a lot.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them.
By the way, I have a reoccurring dream. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was about to fucking.
I do not have one about Spider-Man.
There was one on Fox that was, I think, pretty good.
I think Spider-Man is goated. That's an easy S tier.
I remember the one that crossovered with. I vaguely watched X-Men a tiny bit and Spider-Man a tiny bit, and they cross over a bit, but not a whole lot. I just remember that clip that a lot of YouTubers use where Spider-Man yells, "This sounds like the plot of a bad comic book," and I see that clip all the time.
X-Men, dude. That show is so good. I remember that one. I mean,
guys watched a lot of superhero stuff.
There's so many iterations, so I would just give them like a general A, I guess. They're just good in general.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Rugrats, I think be like C plus ish. Not like super.
Ouch! Wow. Not even a B minus. God damn.
Maybe B. Yeah, maybe B not minus.
B minus.
I don't know. Like I just don't remember a lot of specifics. I just sort of remember the general characters and all that.
Come on, that intro. Dun, 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 dun,
well, yeah, that's in
the intro is classic.
All right, let me stop.
Yeah, that intro though is classic.
That shit makes me want to dance.
Yes, it does.
All right, here we go. Here's a big one.
All right.
And GK, if you say you haven't seen this, I swear we're gonna fight. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I have seen that. Yeah.
S tier.
I never got around to watching it.
Wait, everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. GK, what did you just say?
I know of it. I never got around to watching it.
Rez is just like, he's on it. He's like, this shit is comedy right here. Oh my god. I'm crying right now.
The thing about Avatar is I couldn't just pick up and watch. I have to because it did have a persistent world that was adding characters, and I would have to go back to the beginning. I felt like it was a huge undertaking, a lot to watch. I never got around to it. So why I don't watch One Piece, because I was like, oh, I kind of like the shitty dub. I heard that it's actually good if I look at the original. And then I found out it's like over a bajillion episodes. And I'm like, I can't watch all this. The same thing with Avatar. There's a lot. I mean, not an insane amount, but there's a lot to watch.
60-something episodes.
There's like 7 or 8 seasons, isn't there?
Yeah, but they're like 20 episodes each.
That's still time I have to invest.
God, this guy. Save it.
Oh,
save it.
Yeah. C-Lab 2021, which we're in the future of C-Lab now, which is crazy to think about.
I can't believe this man just said that. But he's watched fucking Ugly Martians or whatever the fuck. I can't believe this shit.
The Brothers Flub.
I can't believe this shit that I'm hearing. One of the best goated cartoons of all time you haven't seen, but you've seen some random blue kid.
I always thought Avatar was a anime, and it's not. It was made to
emulate. It was made to emulate the anime style.
They did a good job on that.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Oh, I want to bring up a show that I think most people have no good memories of, or is totally forgettable. Doug.
Not a good memory.
I'm still upset right now.
Hated that show.
I watched Doug.
Episodes, GK.
But Avatar S tier.
S tier.
Yeah.
Doug, I think would be like a C- or D show, because Doug was so boring.
I agree.
I gotta fix my fucking headset because of you, GK.
Well, he doesn't have his headset on, so we can talk about Rez without him knowing. Ah, damn it.
There we go.
I have to say.
Oh yeah, which one? There's at least 2 different Doug shows. One on Disney, one on I think Nickelodeon. I watched the Nickelodeon one.
Because it was originally on Nick, and then Disney bought it, and I thought they just
they changed it.
That's how it went. Yeah.
I never watched the Disney one. I watched the Nickelodeon one, which was very boring and muted. I heard the Disney one was a little more. There was a little more going on, but I never seen it. I don't know if it's worse or better.
Isn't it interesting? These shows kind of get killed off after the movie, because Doug had the movie, then it kind of died out. Same with Rugrats. Same with.
Wait, Doug had a movie?
Yeah, Doug the Big Movie or something like that. Doug the movie.
A lot of people say SpongeBob died after the first movie.
That movie was good.
SpongeBob was trash. GK, Avatar is available on Netflix. Not sponsored. Can be sponsored. What's up? 61 episodes. Go watch it, or we're gonna have a problem. All right, keep going.
Oh man,
I really fucked my shit up. Shout out to Astro, bro. Going 5 years strong. I'm fucking.
5 years. And
you know what? the situation with Doug, it actually triggered a memory because it got bought out by a different network and they totally changed it. Same thing happened to Ren and Stimpy, which was a super weird, morbid, vulgar, gross show. Well, not vulgar. God. It wasn't vulgar. It was a gross show. Kids watched it because it was so gross. And then Spike TV bought it and turned it into this freaking, like, a legit vulgar show with, like, adult jokes
Ren and
nudity.
Stimpy's adult party cartoon on Spike TV.
I didn't know that happened. Wow.
It did, yeah, it did. Wow. It did.
Why does that sound like
I liked Ren and Stimpy, but
that show kind of it was,
also Ferris incredible clip title, Rez the Last Chairbender.
The Chairbender.
I'm triggered, bro.
All right, Chairbender, make that his nickname.
That's good. That is really good.
That's good. That's good.
I was triggered, bro.
That's more powerful than being a bloodbender.
But that was offensive.
See, I know a little bit of lore. The bloodbending is like forbidden.
Do not speak of the words of the magic when you weren't there. Don't speak of it. You muggle.
You muggle.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what? Ren and Stimpy is a little bit divisive. I just thought it was so like very interesting to watch. Some episodes were like really gross and weird, similar to Invader Zim at moments, but it was I couldn't turn away. It's like what I'm watching is really gross and weird, but I can't turn away. I have to keep watching. Like, don't whiz on the electric fence.
I never really watched Ren and Stimpy, so I don't have.
Yeah, that one was like it was trying too hard to be, edgy and.
I don't even know how to rate that one. It's like a little. It was like a little gross for grossness sake.
It had like a weird.
It was animated good.
Like a weird sexual scene. That's like
that might be the adult party you're thinking about.
But yeah.
There was that famous scene from the horse. Does anyone know that horse scene that's get clipped a lot?
No.
Maybe I should play it here, Ren.
No.
I hope I don't.
No, we don't want to get Viacom on our head.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I just want to disclose Twitch. This is GK's channel, not mine. If you're gonna ban someone, ban him.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I guess I can't play it.
It's not mine either.
Just
not mine either.
Look up Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy horse scene, and I think you'll find it. It's like really fucking weird.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say
I think I am.
It's on a TVG show. It's a scene from a TVG show. What are you talking about?
Ever since Jackass 2, I try not to search horse scenes.
Yeah, that's no thanks. No thanks.
Oof.
All right. Let's look at something good so I can change my mood here.
Jimmy Neutron.
Ooh, okay. Wait, hold on. Jimmy Neutron, because I always confuse that with the other.
Well, one thing. Okay,
3D animated.
Jimmy Neutron, Donkey Kong looking ass hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything we've talked about so far has been a show, and then they made it into a movie. I think Jimmy Neutron was the opposite. I think it was a movie.
Yeah, movie first.
The show.
The movie was basically the pilot, because if you noticed, the designs of the characters are slightly different in the movie than on the show.
Yep.
Right.
The movie had better animation because of a bigger budget. But the animation though was decent. I mean, it's short its age a little bit, but it's fine. It's like you can look at it unlike Butt Ugly Martians.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron was a fine show. I know it had fucking 4 crossovers with the Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, no thanks. I never watched any of those. Kind of lame.
I couldn't get into the Fairly Odd Parents. His voice was very annoying, Timmy Turner.
I think Fairly Odd Parents, I mean, a lot of shows are formulaic, but Fairly Odd Parents, I think, was like the most predictably formulaic, where it's like he makes a wish, it causes issues. They can't fix it because it breaks the rules, and he has to do something outside of magic to fix it.
That was my problem with it. Yeah. Does anybody remember the Fairly Odd Parents episode where they took Drake from Drake and Josh, and he was Timmy Turner?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck?
The live action.
The live action.
Oh,
I remember that.
Oh my god.
Oh,
what? No.
I repressed that memory. Why?
Oh god.
The premise of that movie, he's still an adult but a kid at heart, so he still has his Fairly Odd Parents, which contradicts the lore, the deep lore of Fairly Odd Parents when he does grow up and lose his Fairly Odd Parents, and he's an aloof adult. I mean, that's a creepypasta theory. All these shows have creepypasta theories. The creepypasta theory is that Timmy is on antidepressants and Cosmo and Wanda are his medication.
Yeah, because the teacher, if you look at it, the teacher's always spazzing about them.
Fairies!
It's because he's not on the meds anymore.
Yeah.
Also, Crocker was weird. An adult authority figure or teacher is like trying to snoop in on the personal life of kids. I don't know.
Jimmy Neutron's like a C plus B minus.
There's a theory about that I don't want to actually bring up overtly, but I'm sure you guys can figure out what that's supposed to mean.
I would say C plus probably for Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, Fairy Out of Time.
You're around there, yeah.
Like a B. Jumping real quick back to one of the greatest shows of all time, Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is S plus. Avatar: The Legend of Korra, which is its sequel, I'm gonna leave that an A. GK, you get no opinion in this matter. What do the rest of you guys get to say? Because you've actually probably watched it and you have culture.
I've seen Avatar. I haven't seen Korra.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah, I've only seen Avatar.
You know what? That's okay. At least
I like the idea that the world is advancing. The world is going through industrial revolution. I like that idea. They introduced planes as a new threat. Cool.
So you know of it. You just never.
Yeah, I know of these things. I just
because
never
he's
seen
uncultured. That's why, you know.
All right,
he's like one of those people that like pineapple on pizza. You know, they belong in jail.
Oh God, no! Don't you dare!
All right,
they belong in jail, 6 feet deep.
This is relevant. Let me bring up though something called Game Boy Advance Video. That's right.
Oh,
this is
the unwatchable.
Oh, I
Game Boy
remember
Advance
that
video.
Fucking unwatchable garbage. Like you have to squint.
You should bring up what they looked like.
So bad.
Yeah, can you find like a clip and mute it of like what it looked like? I don't know.
I can find a clip really quick. But
I always thought that was
look
a cool concept.
Game Boy videos.
I had the Dragon Ball GT one actually.
They all had like one episode. That's all they could fit, or maybe two.
Actually, like a lot of them had like 3 episodes, but the quality was so
I'm pretty
shit.
I'm pretty sure you can watch Shrek. There it is, Shrek on the top.
Watch that without a backlight.
Oh God.
Yeah, but the Game Boy Advance had one, didn't it?
SP. The SP Game Boy Advance.
The SP had one. Yeah, not the.
Right.
You want to watch Dora the Explorer in 240p? I think 240p is being generous.
Like 160. I think
144p.
Yeah, 144.
Bro, remember them YouTube videos, man?
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Dragon Ball GT falls into the terms the realm of anime. So I don't know.
We don't talk about that anyway. That's a forsaken.
It's not even canon. Like, so what does it matter?
Let me find a Game Boy Advance video and mute it then.
Yeah, please.
To really showcase.
I gotta remember that.
I
thought it was a cool concept.
You could not play them on the Game Boy Player, which was fun.
Yep.
Oh,
AVGN protection. Yep.
I forgot the AVGN pointed that out. I thought you could. Like, why the fuck not?
No, it's because they were scared of people like recording it and then sharing the.
The 144p recordings.
You want to pull it up real quick?
Yes.
That not compatible.
Mute it. It's muted.
Sonic X because we all recognize Sonic.
Wow.
Quality somehow.
Who wants to even watch Shark Tale? I actually did watch that movie.
On a Game Boy cartridge. I think the Game Boy cartridge was like 64 megabytes of space.
Yep, capacity 4 to 64
dang.
megabytes. Yep.
Yeah.
These Sonic Advance 3 cutscenes look great. Oh man, that's funny.
What was the name of that? Going on a quick tangent. What was the name of that one portable Game Boy that was like really small?
The Game Boy Micro.
Pocket?
Micro.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
the
Game
Micro.
Boy Micro.
The one that had a backlight.
The resolution was really good on it. It was like 480. I think.
It had a backlight, didn't it?
It did have a backlight.
Yep, it had backlight. Yeah.
I think it dumped Game Boy compatibility. It was only Game Boy Advanced.
Yeah.
But yeah, I figured
Not a
I'd
big
bring
deal.
up Game Boy Advance video while we were talking about cartoons we grew up with, because this was a way I watched a few cartoon episodes on the road back in the day.
That was the only way I could watch.
And you watch them over and over again. I had a portable DVD player.
Yeah, I don't have that. If I had the cartridges still, I would show them right now, but unfortunately, I do not.
Yeah.
So.
I sold those
because here's something
for $1.
Here's a more unique American problem that some people from Europe may not fully understand. You can drive for hours, like 7 hours is like an expected driving distance. In Europe, that's like an unfathomably long time because, especially in the UK. Yeah. And I'm just saying that's something that like people in Europe don't always fully grasp. So we had to watch these little things repeatedly, which is the advent of these smartphones and portable DVDs was a big deal. You can actually, entertain your kids so they don't complain in the back seat or
if
take
you
the
had
seat.
if you had money.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here
Oh
we
my
go.
god. Yeah. What do you got?
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah,
Mm.
I remember
Good
that one. Yeah,
ass show.
That was very good.
Early Dexter's Lab was good, but as the series went on, it just got goofier and weirder, and I preferred the early Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Lab was a great show.
Omelette
du fromage.
Yeah, yeah.
Omelette du fromage.
Like what accent is Dexter supposed to have? And
French. Well, at least
In
for
that
that
episode?
like, omelette de fromage. But
In that episode, you mean in
Yeah.
general?
Oh, so Russian. Yeah, he had some
Russian?
kind of accent, which is weird. Why does he have an accent when he was? Well, I get he was born to like be a genius immediately because I think isn't he like really really young? Was he like how old is he in the show?
I think it was
He's
like 11, 10 maybe.
Oh, I thought he was
Even
more
younger
like
than
4 or 5.
Yeah, he was, like,
God,
really,
no.
really
No,
young.
God, no, not that. He's just like a dwarf.
He might have been.
He's 8.
He's
8 years old.
he's 8.
Hey.
Okay, that's still reasonably young. But the show got like really. It got more goofy, more cartoony. I remember liking the conflict with what was his name? Mandark, his
Mandar.
rival.
Mandar.
Yeah. And
My-
DD.
my-
DD, his sister.
My
That
favorite
laugh.
episode is the one where he like crossovers where like his multiple different versions and they go in like that
That movie.
Voltron robot.
Yes.
The Voltron
yes.
robot.
Dude, that movie
was
introduced
awesome.
that movie introduced to kids convoluted timeline and self-fulfilling prophecies. So that was actually really cool. Spoiler alert, the whole movie was set in motion by his future self to interact with him in the past, and then he went to the future and then caused the events to go back to his... It's interesting. It's interesting. I would recommend you watch it.
Yeah, Dexter's Lab was a
Samurai
solid
Jack,
show.
by the same creators. I don't know how to pronounce the dude's name. Like Harold Charavosky or something. Samurai...
Samurai Jack.
Wait, so wait, before we jump, what are we giving Dexter's Lab? I'm saying like a
I would probably give that a solid A for early season.
I would say
Early
that's
seasons.
an A. Yeah, that was very good. It was always entertaining.
okay.
I'd say
I'd
like
give it a
A-
B plus.
Yeah, I'd say like B plus, maybe B at worst.
Yeah,
Okay.
high B, low A. Yeah.
We're all in a consensus then. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but
But yeah, as
Samurai
mentioned,
Jack,
Samurai Jack. That one was good.
which
Haku!
also came back. But before we talk about the new Samurai Jack, the old Samurai Jack also
Are we
was
counting
weird,
that?
but not overtly. No, we'll talk about it first. I just want to talk about the initial episodes because it also had kind of like the world building, and this is a crazy future, and it just adds and introduces so much. But it was and it was weird and gross at times, but not like disturbingly so. I remember the
for
one episode
me-
where he turned into a chicken. It was weird.
For me, I remember only seeing like the same episodes of Samurai Jack over and over and over because I feel like there weren't a lot. Was that just
yeah,
me?
I don't think there were very
It
many.
was,
yeah.
I feel like
Really?
there was only like
The
10 or 12.
Scotsman.
Yeah,
I don't
Scotsman,
remember.
yeah.
I think they ran the show a lot too. Doesn't help.
There were 62 episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say there
Wow.
was not only 10. You guys
Wow,
don't
I
remember?
Yeah, there
remember
weren't
seeing
only
just the
10, but there
same
weren't
bunch
a whole
over
lot.
and over.
Yeah.
Wow.
What? You got the one where the whatever that guy was, like he was like European. You got the one where he fights Hakum. You got my favorite episode of all time is when he fights the ninja and they're in the black and white. And then
Yep.
Ninja has like the advantage in the white zone, and then he has the advantage in the he has the advantage in the white zone. The Ninja had the advantage in the black zone.
Did they turn
and
that
kept
one into
going
a
back
flash
and
game?
forth.
Did they turn that episode into a flash game?
Maybe
There
on
was a lot of
Neutron.
Samurai Jack flash
They
games,
had
by
good
the
flash
way.
games for that too. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe, but that was my favorite episode of all time for that show. The ninja
Yeah,
one.
that was a show that I always wanted more, but I could never get it because back then you had to catch it live, and that was it.
Yep. You had
Yep.
to catch it live or wait for the VHS or DVD releases.
Yeah.
Boy, I was there with my Captain Crunch, like.
Yep. Yeah, I either like a school morning
Shredding
or
my
like
mouth.
on a Saturday.
and that
like
that theme
Yep.
song, is one of my favorite of all time.
Yes.
It's so catchy.
Oh yeah. We
And
can't play
I
it,
guess if we
unfortunately.
want to sort of talk about when they actually, because the show was building up to a finale, and then they actually released like one last season, which did not have the child constraint. So they didn't go overt violent gore, but they actually had some blood. Samurai Jack actually fighting people instead of robots, and one or two dirty jokes like the the Scaramouche character, I like him. He's a very funny villain. And they actually they turned into a video game. I have no idea how the video game is, but it actually added finality to the series. A very, very bittersweet ending though once it gets to that one point, but I guess I don't want to spoil too much, but I recommend it.
Man, it's been years. Go ahead. Like,
No. I mean, the new series, when did it come out?
27
years ago.
Yeah,
2017. Bro, we're in 2022. It's been years.
All right. So, all right, fine. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. There's this weird cult of Aku. Aku makes these like women drink something and they all become pregnant with Aku offspring, and they could have powers, although Samurai Jack kills them all because they were trying to target and kill him. He kills most of them except for one, whom he eventually convinces was actually lied to their whole life. But then eventually when they have a confrontation with Aku realizes they're an offspring and takes control of her. She's able to break free, send Samurai Jack in the past, kill Aku in the past, fix everything, marry this girl, and then she ceases to exist because the events of the future didn't happen. And he's alone, but the world is saved.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Scaramouche is the same voice as SpongeBob.
That is funny.
That voice actors get around. The good ones can change themselves a lot.
So,
and I like him as a character. He's pretty funny. He's supposed to be a reference to like a 40s actor. I don't remember who, but he's funny.
So Samurai Jack, B+, A- for me.
Probably like higher A for that one.
Yeah, I would say A. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good one.
Powerpuff Girls. Who remembers?
That's the show. Everyone, every young boy watched but never admitted to it.
Yeah.
True.
Yep. True.
That shit.
I specifically
secretly
remember.
Slapped though. It
Yeah.
secretly slapped.
I specifically remember I was in 4th grade and Burger King came out with 2 toys.
Okay.
The Dragon Ball Z toys for the boys, the
Yep.
Powerpuff Girls for the girls.
Yep.
I wanted both. So
Oh,
I had kids'
no!
meals, and I had to pretend like one was for like my non-existent sister. I was very specifically
Hey,
and then the
this is
guy
my
at
sister.
the guy at McDonald's like, yeah, sure, kid. Sure, kid.
Oh man.
Great
You know,
show though.
My favorite, I guess, arc, if you would, it was the Butch Boys. I think they were called.
Oh, Butch.
I forget. The
male
boys.
Powerpuff Girls.
They
Powerpuff
were initially
Boys.
a one-off villain, but then they became more full-on villains after. And also one of the few American shows that did well in Japan. With Japan, we have weeaboos. The Japanese have westaboos, and that's one of the shows. They probably have the sub versus dub debate in Japan too, mostly for King of the Hill, but probably this show too. But yeah, and the movie. And the movie for Powerpuff Girls, which I did watch when they aired it on TV. I'm trying to remember, like it was a prequel with Mojo Jojo supposedly being a mentor, and then sort of like, and everyone was like unsure about the Powerpuff Girls, and basically it was like pre-80s, like that's Town Square. Wait, what do they call it? What do they call their city? Town Square?
Oh, Townsville.
Townsville. City of Townsville.
It was crime-ridden hellhole like New York City pre-80s or LA today. And then the Powerpuff Girls, eventually came around and cleaned her up.
Do you guys remember
there it is. The Rowdy Rough Boys.
The Rowdy Rough Boys.
Yeah.
They had the mayor. The mayor was like really short, and then he had that assistant who was really tall, and they never showed her face. She had like, blonde hair, red dress. I always found that kind of funny.
Hella curvy for no reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Little boys horny and shit.
Oh, controversy. The remake of Powerpuff Girls, which I heard was garbage, I haven't seen. They took out Bellum because she was too sexy, despite being one of the smartest people on the show. Yeah, she was the one really in charge.
Sexual.
Yep. I think I might bring back some memories for somebody right here.
Oh,
that's why I'm here, baby.
Is that a fucking ocarina?
It's a spinning top, I think. It's a spin top, I think.
Yep, it's a spin top. Yeah. Oh.
They did, this and Dragon Ball Z at the same time. I had to have both.
Which toys were better, though?
The Dragon Ball Z were just cooler because hey, who doesn't love Dragon Ball Z? But that's anime. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like,
Powerpuff Girls low key was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really great.
yeah.
Now that I'm old, grown up, I'll admit it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
It was fire.
For me, I would say that was a high B, low A. That was good.
Yeah,
that
high
was like
B.
an A,
Yeah.
like a B plus. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would probably put it there. Powerpuff Girls had the same issue where as the show went on, it got goofier and like weirder. One thing I do remember with the Powerpuff Girls that they would put characters in the background. They had Dexter in the background, Dexter's dad in the background occasionally. I mean, I don't know if it was like recycling like art assets they had or if they were trying to like sort of make reference because it was I don't know if it was the same creators, but it was like the same animation company and they would throw them in there. It was kind of a cool thing.
That's a cool concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
because
the
Samurai
the Gang Green Gran.
Yep.
The Gangrene Gang. That's hard to say. A Gangrene.
Say that 5 times in a row.
I want to say one of the members from the Gangrene Gang joined the Gorillas in like 2017 or 2018.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sid, I think.
Yeah, well, I forget his name, but that was so cool. It was like, wow, you're taking something from like your childhood and you're making it part of like a great band. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember the Powerpuff Girls video game? Where it was like a Power Stone fighting game, but really shitty.
I don't remember that. No.
I know.
I remember
Adventures of Billy and Mandy had a Power Stone clone for the Wii.
I think it was actually made by the same people, and they just copy and paste and just change the art assets. Which, speaking of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, do you remember when they paired them with Evil Concarne, which was okay, but definitely not as good or memorable?
Oh yeah, Grim and Evil.
I would always
Grim
change
Evil.
the
They split the shows. Evil Concarne eventually faded away, and Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy persisted.
Yeah,
there were some good Flash games for Billy and Mandy too. I remember the Jack-o'-lantern Flash game and the episode. Really good.
Yeah.
Jack-o'-lantern.
For Powerpuff Girl, it was Ace, the main one with the glasses and the long black hair. He became Murdoch in Gorillas. That's who
Oh wow, that's cool.
it. Yep.
Wow, that's
I don't even know this.
because he went to jail, and I guess he apparently transformed into their universe and became a Gorillas.
That's just so cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's wild.
Before we lose it, because you mentioned it real quick, King of the Hill was one of those weird shows to me where it was so boring and bland and like dry humor, but for some reason I liked it.
I mean, I liked it too.
It was like propane.
It was a show that could have been live action, but it was just animated. I thought it was, pretty good, like funny situations.
Action, I'm surprised nobody has done a modern day live action remake of the show.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I hope
and the
not.
reason why it has a fond
it got
place
worse
in
as
my
it went
heart
on, though.
is because I met basically Boomhauer, I think his name was, in real life.
Oh wow.
The guy who was like,
No, I think he's saying he met someone who talks that way, not the actual voice actor.
Yeah,
Oh.
like I met someone who talked like that, and you only understood like the last 3 words of the sentence. It was like, Taco Bell is great. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? This is when I went to Texas, and I was
not
hitchhiking.
everybody from there talks like that, but
Yeah, I'm not. No offense to Texas, but I have a quick story. I went to Texas. I was hitchhiking. I went in this guy's pickup truck. I had no idea who he was. I just needed help getting somewhere, and he talked like that, and I could understand. He was like, "You city slicker Yankee," and I was like, "What did you just say?
What the fuck did you just call me?"
He's like, "Yankee," and I was like, "What?"
Oh god.
Yeah. So apparently, some of you guys talk like that. Some of you.
He had some deep lore by Rez when he was in Texas.
So
Anyway,
we mentioned the show earlier, the Wild Thornberrys.
Good show as well.
Yeah,
boy.
That one was interesting. Again, I just have the same.
Learn about animals.
remembering So many reruns.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of reruns. I do remember that.
Like same episodes over and over and over.
Yep.
Yeah, and I never had a chance to watch the Wild Thornberrys movie. I heard it was pretty okay.
Wasn't there also?
But also, it's another show where they get into some very dangerous territory where they all almost die on several occasions, especially Eliza.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think of the whole thing of having, I forget his name, the wild kid that they just find.
Donnie.
I remember the episode about that,
Yeah.
and that his parents were also traveling around, and they just straight up got murdered, and the kid ran off into the woods, got trained by orangutans. Really,
Yeah, he's
really
basically
depressing
Tarzan.
shit.
He's basically Tarzan.
Tarzan is a kid.
Yeah.
A
He's
kid
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Weird.
King of the Hill C+, Wild Thornberrys B.
Yeah, that's a C or B.
I remember
C for
the
both for me.
Nigel Thornberry himself. God, I'm forgetting the guy's name. The guy who played who was also the what's this called? He was the hotel manager in Home Alone 2, and he was also in the Rocky Horror Picture. Tim Curry. Yeah, there we go.
Smashing.
Yes. Also, I'm depressed now. Betty White was the grandmother who was in a few episodes.
Wow.
Damn.
I didn't know that one. Okay.
She was a very infrequent character. Infrequent character. Only a few episodes.
Oh, but still, what a get though for that show.
Yeah.
What a get.
Those are anime, so I'm skipping those. Hey Arnold.
Hey, football head.
The weird proportions. Like everyone had weird heads.
The meme.
That's another one where
they had Stinky, who had his nose. He always wore a backwards cap, and he had his nose, I think, up by the cap. It was very funny.
Wait, what?
Everyone had weird proportions.
Yeah, they had some weird proportions. Gerald had that
Stinky Peterson.
Stinky Peter. Oh no, it's his friend. It's not Stinky Peterson, but his friend.
The dude whose hat looks like a fucking like chemistry like
one thing I remember that always like annoyed me was just how much Helga treated Phoebe like shit, and it was like always bothering me. Like, why are you friends with her?
That kid. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm confusing Hey Arnold with Arthur when I did the fist meme.
Oh, the fist. We'll get to that in a moment.
That fist meme is so good.
But oh god, and then Helga having a fucking like shrine, having a shrine of Arnold. Like,
I think there was like she made a football of gum. It was like something like that.
Oh
god, let me see.
Or
if I can
she saved
find
his
that.
gum. She saved his gum. Something like that.
Didn't they?
And I think the theory being she's manic depressive, and her mom is an alcoholic. If you rewatch the show, overtly so.
Yeah,
I remember there was a line that I didn't realize when Helga's mom drove her in one episode. Arnold commented, "Oh hey, your mom got her license back." I was like, I didn't pick up on that as a kid.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Didn't they also get the Rugrats treatment? Didn't they get like a adult spinoff or something like that?
Oh, the Patak. No, it was pitched, but they never picked it up. The Patakis was supposed to be a show, and they never picked it up.
That's the shrine.
Yeah. See how they made it gum?
That.
This.
Yeah. Which do you want to just talk about how depressing Helga's?
Yikes! Right there.
Like Helga, like the whole concept with Helga and her family's like severe parental neglect. Like they only cared about her older sister. They didn't give a shit about Helga, and it was like very depressing. Like they would put that in the show like that.
They had some like very depressing episodes. There was one with Oscar, and I think like I don't know, something about death. It was his wife died.
I remember the Christmas episode.
Oh damn!
With Mr. Wynn finding because he's a Vietnamese refugee, and he couldn't find his daughter because he was one of the people that held up his baby to a plane, and he eventually came back to the country, and he couldn't find his own daughter. Depressing.
That episode. Yeah.
Captain Planet.
Didn't watch that much.
Yeah, Captain Planet. That was
that show.
That was on Fox, I think. Like I don't even.
That was kind of obscure. Kind of obscure.
Yeah.
It was like a PBS show. They trying to want to educate the kids on.
I think it was created by Ted Turner.
Recycling. Yeah, it was a Ted Turner product. Yeah, which it was like super like it was subtlety zero on that show. It was like
no
recycle.
Which hey, look, you should recycle. Like,
I wish they made like an adult version. It was like a cycle, bitch, or I'll beat your ass.
Yes,
I think the first episode had like the personification of the Earth wake up, and she's like a goddess, and she's like, "Oh, why am I awakened again? Is it those poor silly humans doing something?" Or it was like really
those poor.
Yeah. Real subtlety there. It basically was like beating you over the head, like how dare you exist? You gotta.
Like, it went bonk. Except it's not like bonk horny. It's like bonk. Like,
why do you have that bottle? You better recycle that, Byron.
Hey, you better recycle that. You see this? You should be using these instead.
I have to get one at some point. Yeah. Oh.
I
All
got
right,
another-
let's go 90s. Rocket.
Here we go.
Wow, Rocket
Power.
Power.
Forgot about
Rocket
that one.
Power.
Yeah, buddy.
Which I don't know if Rocket Power aged that well because it had weird editing decisions where they say a
the
phrase
weird
and there was like
transitions, wham.
I liked it
Yeah.
as a kid. I liked it as a kid, but I don't think it really aged that well. But it was really cool, like the sports, because it was the Tony Hawk craze. Everyone wanted to skate like that, even though the way they skated was not physically possible. They just like in Tony Hawk, no one can skate like that. And you wanted to try it out yourself. Then you fall over. It's like, oh, this sucks. I'm gonna watch Rocket Power and just watch it and imagine.
Extreme sports.
Rocket Power, yeah. Rocket Power inspired me and other kids.
Very
on the block
90s.
To pick up like scooters, bikes, skateboards,
that
rollerblades.
and Tony
We
Hawk
did all of
Pro
that.
Skater video games. Like those two
Yeah.
came out like at the best times for like extreme sports.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is an
I
aside.
tried all of those.
So this is a weird aside for Rocket Power, but one scene that I always remembered because his dad ran a restaurant. He was a small business owner, and I remember one episode was about like Otto, I think his name, if I'm remembering correctly. He failed a test that he needed to pass. No, the kid, his dad. I forget his dad's name, but it was a whole thing where, like, I don't remember exactly, but the health inspector came to his business and was overly snooty and like overly like writing him up on nonsense, and he basically got an F and had to like deal with that. And that always stuck with me, like this government bureaucrat that's like overly what's a good word for that, like I don't know, it's like it's just going like way too snooty, like way too over the top with the regulations, and failed him for petty nonsense. And that always stuck with me. The government bureaucrats are up their own ass and don't really know what they're talking about most of the time.
Time out. Was Tito
And
the
Chalk
uncle
Zone.
or
Tito was the
uncle or
friend
or the
who ran
father?
the business with them.
No.
I think Tito was
the father is Raimundo.
Yeah, Raimundo. Raimundo.
Yeah, and then he was a friend who ran the business with them. And he is like the ancient Hawaiians have a saying. And it was that was a big meme.
Yeah.
Tito
Otto was
cool.
the kid. Otto
Otto
was
was
the
the
son,
kid.
right?
Yep.
Otto's a kid, yeah.
With his sister Reggie.
Yep.
And
Which was weird that they
Maurice, who had
started the
nickname
season.
Twister.
Yeah, he was funny. Who had the camera on your head, which does not look practical in the slightest, and that shit must have broken. He must have broken several cameras.
Yeah.
It
didn't have a
and one-
GoPro back in the day.
Yeah. Speaking of almost dying, there was that one episode where he lost his camera, and they went out like during a hurricane to find it, and then
I
it came
remember
back.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
But like, how on earth? Like, they shouldn't have found that shit. It would have been just lost, destroyed, crushed.
Yeah,
and
you would
he
think-
must
but
have
it's a
broken
cartoon,
several
remember.
cameras.
Yeah, Rocket Power was fire for me. I give that one a B+ easy.
I have to
That sounds
rewatch
right,
it.
yeah.
I don't know if it holds up today. It's like very.
I'd
90s.
say
Well,
B
you can't
minus.
you can't do that. That's not fair. Of course you
I
can't
would
hold
say
it up
B
today.
minus.
I know. I mean, I just don't know if I could stand it, or if it's a little like too much a product of its time. I don't know. I'll have to see it and judge.
Okay,
It
what's with
definitely-
the
it
product of
definitely
its
is.
time thing you got
Yeah,
going
it
on.
definitely is a product of its time, but like it absolutely worked for the time it was released when it was out.
What does that even mean? Everything's a product of its time, no?
Well,
What does
yeah.
that mean?
I mean, I get what you're saying. I have to watch it
Yeah.
again and judge to see if my nostalgia holds up. But Grant brought up Chalk Zone. I almost forgot Chalk Zone. Chalk Zone was weird because it's an alternate dimension where what you draw on chalk would be a living thing. Which, if that was real, Chalk Zone would be the most depressing, bleak place. Nothing but like letters and numbers and hanged men from games of hangmen. It's like a layer of hell. How depressing it would be.
Yeah.
Like, who actually draws anything of note on a chalkboard?
There we go. There we go. Bring up some memories right.
Oh, let me
there with
see.
this image. There it is. Those are the main characters in Chalk
Yeah.
Zone.
Yeah, Rudy. I forget
Yeah.
the
That
girl's
one I didn't
name.
watch too much.
This show I thought was kind of generic. I didn't love this.
I didn't watch.
Yeah,
too much of
It was the
Yeah.
idea was just so weird. A chalk zone, like where
idea-
artistic
I think the idea
expression
was
comes to
pretty good.
life.
The idea is good. I don't think they executed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Would
mean,
you guys,
the forest of hanged men. That would have been a depressing episode.
Jesus.
would you guys consider? I don't know if this might be obscure, but do you guys remember Zoids?
Oh hell yeah, Zoids was awesome.
I remember the name.
Was that
Remind me what that is.
Toonami.
It's basically Gundam, but with animals instead.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's like Gundam. Gundam's in the form of animals.
There was a Nintendo Switch game. What?
Yeah, I thought
Zoids. There was actually a
fire.
GameCube game. I think there was a GameCube game on it.
Yeah, there's also a Nintendo Switch game apparently.
I fucking love Zoids. Liger.
Oh,
Was that 3D animated show?
It was anime. It was
sometimes
anime.
had-
It was anime.
Was it anime? Yeah, I guess.
I
you
think.
could call it
I think.
anime.
I don't
guess
think
that's
I've seen that
technically
one.
anime.
It's
It's
on
anime
Toonami.
style. It's
It's on
anime
Toonami.
style.
Rez opened up a memory.
Yeah,
we're-
buddy,
we're-
Zoids.
That's what this podcast is. Opening
Yeah.
up a lot
Zoids,
of
boy.
memories.
And the Zoids toys, you transform them. Oh my god.
Yeah, that and
shit
Gundam,
was
I would go nuts
fire,
for those
bro.
toys. Yeah.
That
How about
got me into
Transformers? The
All right,
Transformers shows.
All right, I brought back a
Yeah.
memory for death. Rez, here you go.
Gundam, bro.
There we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There
That's
we
very
go.
detailed.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna clump
Yeah.
them together because they're similar. This, Beyblade, and Byakugan were all
Oh,
A tier for me.
Oh,
Beyblades.
Beyblade.
Beyblade,
I
Zoids,
had the actual
Bakugan.
Beyblade.
I know there's
Yeah.
a Beyblade anime. I never seen it. It sounds dumb. Like you're just hitting two things against each other.
That shit was fire. That shit was fire. I know we're kind of jumping into anime territory or anime-esque inspired territory with Zoids and Bakugan and Beyblade, but fire, A tier, B plus, fire. All right, I'm done.
I didn't watch any of those.
No,
'Cause you're a degenerate.
I didn't
Fire.
either.
But
Okay.
he's watched Blue Kid.
No. It's the Brothers Flub. Get it right.
I haven't seen
I'm calling it Blue Kid.
Blue-
Smurf wannabes.
Smurf wannabes. Cat dog.
Mm.
Mm,
So
I
weird.
loved Cat Dog.
I remember being like always so sympathetic towards Cat, even though he also was a d-bag at times.
He was a
But
D-bag,
he,
yeah.
like, the greasers were also masked.
like
Like, they
Dog.
commit assault. Why aren't they getting arrested? Like, straight up. And then you have the bunny who was the politician, the mayor, the policeman, the doctor, literally everything. Then they also had that movie which was about their parents, which was also super weird. And then it wasn't even their parents; it was their adopted parents because no one knows where they came from.
I thought Cat Dog was like, eh. I preferred Cow and Chicken. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, Cow and Chicken.
I didn't watch it as much, but that was also really funny as well.
I've seen a few episodes of that. Yeah.
I watched Cow and Chicken.
It's
way
weird. They
more.
also gave the parents characters, but you never actually see them. You only see their legs, but they're still funny. I remember that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Their adopted parents, I should say.
Yeah, that one's like a C plus, B minus.
I remember the intro. Mama had a chicken. Mama had a cow. Dad was proud. He didn't care how. And then the guitar riffs. I remember that.
That kind of implied a little bit of weirdness, but we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into that. Let's just skip that.
What are you talking about, Rez?
Yeah.
It's
No,
Rez.
let's
It's just a
skip
kitchen.
that.
It's just a chicken and just a cow.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, magic.
Magic. You know.
They were adopted. That's all there is to it.
Yep, there we go.
Arthur.
Let's see.
We were talking
Arthur.
about the fist meme earlier.
Now,
Arthur's, like, when I rented videos from the public library, mostly Arthur videos.
the VHS. Do you Zoomers know what that is? Zoomers in
Yep.
the chat?
Hold
The
on. I can
VHSs?
pull. Hold on. Give me a second here.
Do you guys know what that is? Huh?
A VHS. How
Sheesh, I feel old.
the blocks of plastic.
The bricks.
Back when, and it only holds like maybe a few episodes at most.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man.
Not a whole season in one disc.
I don't know if
or
you guys
one
remember on
download.
the VHS tapes, they had the Nickelodeon ones were orange, so you always knew those were like the Nickelodeon tapes. The
Yeah.
actual VHS.
Yeah,
tapes
the
was orange.
unique
Everything.
color.
Yeah.
Some movies had like different colored tapes as well.
Yeah, yeah. Barney was white. I remember that. That was like, whoa.
Did the,
I still have a couple of those
This
VHS.
thing
There it is.
right
There it
There it is.
Broken one, but this is a good old VHS tape.
Are you holding at least a good one?
What is that? What is that?
I think it's a blank one, but
Oh,
Oh, okay.
What's on it?
I think it was it's like a home movie or something. But
Home
Home
movie.
movies. You made me remember home movies.
so those are VHS tapes. For those who don't know what that even is.
Back in my day.
Yeah, back in my
I mean, this is
day.
more movies, but the Land Before Time movies, I forget to realize that there's like 20 of those fucking movies. I only really seen like the first two, and only the first one's really any good. I think there was a TV show.
The Arthur Fist.
Which, that episode it came from, I felt real bad for Arthur, because everyone was taking DW's side, but DW was
like,
being a little shit. Like,
Yeah,
her
DW
parents never reprimanded her. Her
Being a
parents
little
never
shit.
reprimanded her. It'd be one
Little
thing. It'd
shit.
be one thing if she was being punished and Arthur was still being like annoyed by it, but it was I think Arthur was totally completely screwed over that episode and
Yeah.
justified mostly.
You know what always bugged me? Can someone pull up a picture of Arthur wearing headphones?
Yes.
What? Oh, I don't even want.
How does
Thinking
that
about
work?
that, that's weird.
Pull
How
up
does
a
that
picture
work?
of Arthur wearing
pull it up
headphones real quick.
I can pull it up real quick.
Can someone pull that
I know
up?
exactly what you mean there, Rez.
What the
All right,
fuck
I got
is that?
this. I got you.
What is that?
I got you. Here
That
it
has
is.
always
What are
bothered
those?
me.
Wait, what?
What is he doing?
Vibrations.
Look at that.
Are these intraocular headphones? What's
It's
going on
vibrations.
here?
Haven't you heard? You can listen
didn't-
through vibrations in your skull.
I know. That's what I'm
They didn't
saying.
even
How
try.
how is
there
he?
are like bone conductive headphones, but I don't
Yeah.
think these are it, Chief.
How
They
is
didn't
he-
even try.
Like what?
They didn't want to answer the question because all the different animals had like different ear locations and types, and they would have to like custom make them.
You couldn't have even made like earbuds or something.
That's what I'm
Nah.
saying.
That would've
I
worked
don't think
too.
earbuds were even invented yet.
Yeah, they
probably.
were a thing.
You think so? Because this is the
Yeah.
90s. I don't remember seeing earbuds until Apple invented them.
I think
for
they were
iPod.
expensive early on, and they
Or
weren't
maybe,
that good.
yeah. It was not
No,
until like the
there
iPod
were-
you started seeing them.
There were earbuds in like the early 2000s from like FYE, the skull candies. Remember?
Yep.
I
Okay.
don't remember. They were probably
my
more
God,
expensive.
Oh,
Mm.
But yeah,
like $20.
I would gladly pull that.
Oh wait, Endless
Arthur
pointed out
wearing-
that's actually from a recent season, so no excuses. Earbuds.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
No, didn't the
Oh,
show
wow.
actually end? Wait. Didn't the show end recently? Like, didn't the show end very recently?
I think
Whether it ended or not, I think
so.
it has 30 something seasons. I know that.
A lot. And know what's interesting is that the animation looks the same, like mostly throughout.
Right.
Like
That's
they
a
kept
lot.
the style. I think there was 3D
Arthur.
generated episodes, but they mostly kept the 2D style.
Oh, it ended like a month and a half ago.
Wow.
Wow, really? Wow.
Arthur gets a C from me. A C plus.
C minus.
I haven't seen that many of it. There was a couple of moments,
I haven't
and
seen it since I was 5, so I can't
just
judge it.
you know, interesting tidbit. And I don't want to get into the like talk about the person behind it, but Steven Crowder was the voice of Brain back in like the early seasons. If anyone know who that is, but it's just funny to think about.
I don't know.
Anyway,
who it is.
moving on from that.
Move on.
Sheesh.
Move on. Move on. Move
Yeesh.
on.
All right.
Adam's Family. Adam's Family. Anyone remember that?
I know of it. I never seen the show for it.
The
I know I
Addams
watched the movie.
Family. Do-do-do-do-dum.
Oh yeah.
Do-do-do-do.
No. Wait, they had a cartoon?
Do-do-do-do.
What the hell? Huh.
Do-do-do-do.
I never
Yeah.
seen it.
Huh. There was a cartoon.
You never seen
Was it any good?
That's crazy.
I remember the
It was
Beetlejuice
great.
show vaguely. I only watched a handful of episodes, but the Beetlejuice had a show. Oh,
Addams Family
Gargoyles.
was
I
cool.
just fucking remembered. Gargoyles. That was another good one. Was that only 3 seasons? Wasn't Gargoyles kind of a short show?
I don't remember.
I
that.
I
barely
only remember
watched
the movie.
Gargoyles, but it was a cool idea.
I only remembered the movie of Gargoyles. That was a
What the
that was a
fuck?
They made a
dark
movie?
show. Yeah, that was a dark show. That was
It
Disney-
All right,
was,
G-
yeah, a little
All
bit.
right, GK, I'm about to bring back some memories for you. I'm Mr. Like pull up these
Oh,
images
Goof
over
Troop.
here.
Yeah, that's another one. Let's see. What is this?
Gargoyles.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gargoyles.
Is that Disney?
That
Yeah.
is Disney.
what-
Yes, that is Disney.
Yeah, okay. It was only
Disney
wasn't it like
XD?
only 2 or 3 seasons?
Maybe
It was a short
Disney
show.
XD?
Short-lived
I think
show.
it was Disney XD. Yeah.
I think so.
I wasn't a fan of XD. I can't remember anything good from that.
But Gargoyles was also good because it also sort of expanded. At first, they were like underground secrets, similar to TMNT, when they didn't really know, but they were just sort of working in the shadows. But then the
Yeah.
public became aware of them, but then people would randomly start hating them and would try to shine light on them, turn them to stone, and then kill them by breaking their statues. It was like really... Yeah. I mean, it's obvious what they're trying to say, but it was just interesting that they changed the meta of the show where they're underground and then they become publicly known. I think one of the dumber episodes, one of them had a cooking show, but don't need it. Yeah, it's kind of a dumb thing.
Yeah.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I did not see that. I know of it, though. It's supposed to be a reference of, like, what was it, Miami Vice or something?
Ooh, here's a good one. G.I. Joe.
That's one I haven't watched that much. The Cobra memes are funny though.
Bro, this guy hasn't watched any goddamn cartoons as a child.
That's
G.I. Joe is a little bit older.
Yeah, that one's from the 80s, so I only caught reruns. They made the movie.
Yeah, I caught
the movie. Was fire.
Yeah.
Actually, Chip is supposed to be Indiana Jones, and Dale was a reference to some character from Miami Vice. I might be mixing that up, but yeah.
G.I. Joe is one of my favorite movies as a
kid. And Gravix is with me. I know of G.I. Joe. I barely watched any of it. It's similar to Captain Planet, although not nearly as, like, bad. I think it was a better show dealing with, like, you know, conflicts. But it was a show that was, like, PBS. You had to kind of catch it. It wasn't, like, super, like, easy to find at times.
Wait, are we talking about the same show here? G.I. Joe, the toys? The movie?
Yeah, with Cobra?
Yeah.
With Cobra.
Yeah,
the guy with, like, the face mask?
Yeah, the movie was
They made
awesome
a really
with the
shitty
toys.
movie not too long ago, a few years ago.
That was live action.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
not
no.
talking about that one. I'm talking about the one with the toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing is half the battle. Oh yeah, they had the moral lesson at the end.
Knowing is half the
knowing
battle.
is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
I feel like that was
Yes.
like slightly Cold War propaganda.
A little bit, because wasn't it 80s and the Cold, I mean, it was still a thing. Kind of.
Yeah.
The Soviet Union still existed until like 91.
What else we got? Thundercats. Ho!
Thundercats. That's
They remade Thundercats a few years ago. I didn't see it. And I saw a couple episodes of Thundercats. Thundercats is weird because it's about a kid protagonist, but he grew up into an adult, but he's a kid in an adult body, which I don't think they really address that often, but it's a kid
It
still.
didn't bother me too much because I already knew about Shazam, and Shazam is the same shit, so I wasn't too.
Well, he can
bothered by it.
transform.
Oh,
like
is
he's
it?
normally a
Huh.
kid, but he transforms.
Yeah.
But this kid
Shazam is
grew
a
up
child.
in a pod that made him grow up.
Yeah, Shazam's a child that turns into a man when he says Shazam, so it didn't bother me.
Oh, Batman the Animated Series.
That was
Like
awesome.
that was like
good.
that
So-
and Batman
so good.
Beyond. Both of those were really good, and that they're their own
Yep.
universe because Batman Beyond went off and doesn't mix in with
Batman
the
Beyond was my
DCU.
favorite.
There was a lot of dark episodes in that as well. There was an episode about Adam West. They had Adam West in, and they talked about how much of a has-been his character was, which was sort of emulating real Adam West. It was kind of depressing at times.
Yeah, Batman.
DuckTales. I never had a
Batman-
chance to watch DuckTales.
Batman's an A for me.
DuckTales. Woo. I know that intro
Thundercats,
though.
C. Ooh. Okay, here's one. Inspector Gadget. Come on, GK.
Ooh.
I have.
I've seen reruns,
Yeah.
but yeah.
There we go. Inspector Gadget. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Go
It was,
Gadget.
that's a show.
Go.
That was a show
Gadget.
about a kid being overly competent at everything and doing everything right, and his dad's the bumbling idiot who messes up. Back to the Future had a cartoon. I forgot about that. I never really seen it.
I did not know that.
Go
I only know of
Gadget.
it because the AVGN talked about it, or
Go
was it maybe Mike
Gadget,
Matei?
go.
Go Gadget, I fucked your mom.
This one, they also made the live action movie, which totally just ruined this.
They made two.
Yeah.
Two.
Let's not talk about that. It was a great show.
I didn't know
It was
they
a
made
great show.
two. That's bad.
Inspector
Yeah,
Gadget is
The
a
Claw, I think, was the evil guy.
The Claw, yeah, you never
Dr.
see
Claw,
his
something like
face.
that. Yeah,
Except
yeah.
for a toy. A toy got released covering up his face, saying you get to finally see the Claw's face, but you have to buy the toy
Oh
to
God!
release the plastic.
Hold on.
Wasn't that a
Inspector
Burger King
Gadget
toy?
Was remade. Hold on.
Wait, was it?
Gadget was remade.
When?
Oh,
I haven't heard this.
Yeah. Yep. I have an image pulled up right here. Here it is.
Oh
Look
God!
at-
No. What is it? Claymation or shitty animation? What the hell is that?
Yeah. Ooh.
Look at
No,
that.
Claymation would be
that's
kinda cool.
animation.
That's
animation.
Oh.
yeah. That's not claymation. That's animation.
Wait, when was this?
Recent, very recent.
They failed.
Like past couple of years, recent.
There's no way this lasted long. Like this looks bad. Was the writing really good?
I don't know.
Okay, we're talking about.
Oh yeah, we talked. Yeah, we talked about Ed and Eddie a little bit before.
Yep, Ed and Eddie, classic.
Okay, so Inspector Gadget.
I remember it being
for
fine.
me. That was a B.
It was an okay. I think maybe like a C- show. It was also another formulaic show. I did like Dr. Claw and his like cat minion.
C+.
It was okay.
Yeah.
We never gave Transformers a talk. We kind of brushed over Transformers.
Yeah, we did.
Transformers.
I'm in the rare boat.
Which one?
For me, I couldn't catch the original Transformers. I didn't even know it existed. So for me,
it was from the 80s. We only got reruns.
Yeah, I only saw Beast Wars. That was the only Transformers I ever got.
Huh.
I missed Beast Wars. I never had a chance to see that one.
No, that's what I loved.
I'm gonna be that
Fun
guy.
fact,
I haven't seen any Transformers.
I watched a documentary on, well, not a documentary, but a YouTuber talking about the history of Beast Wars. I forget who, but they talked about how it was on for several seasons. Every seasons they thought they were going to get canceled, so they made it that the bad guys won on a cliffhanger at the end of a season to keep the show going. It wasn't until the very last season where they were sure they were finally done that they actually had everything turn out good in the end, and everyone won.
That's cool.
That's a funny way to just force a show to keep going.
Look,
hey,
the kids want to continue watching this show. Look, we left on a cliffhanger, so continue our show.
Yeah,
good idea.
I thought Transformers was cool. I thought it was a solid show. I'm gonna say,
and they had a couple of iterations of like Transformers New Generations and all that, and I remember, I think one from like the early or mid 2000s that was similar to TMNT. There was a TMNT at the time, and that's the one I watched. I don't have a whole lot of memories. I remember the
I think
there was a big thing about like I forget what they're called. They were like Transformers that were the size of people. They were small and they turned into super powerful weapons. And the whole thing was about that's how Atlantis disappeared because these super powerful weapons destroyed Atlantis. I was like, oh, we're bringing in that.
Yeah,
weird. It was weird. It got a little weird.
Transformers is a solid C+, B- for me.
Like chibi Transformers. I don't know. I forget what they were called.
I've never heard of that.
I don't know if they were called like the Microns or something, but it was weird. They transformed into like super powerful weapons, but I don't know.
Micro Transformer.
There was a character named Sideways who was a Decepticon initially, but he turned out he was a third party just trying to screw over both sides. I don't remember what his deal was at the end because I stopped watching at that point, but cool idea.
So he was sideways.
Yeah, literally sideways. Like very subtle naming.
Yeah.
Very subtle naming convention right there.
Yeah.
Introducing our new character, Betrayer.
Yeah, Betrayer.
Betrayer Con.
But yeah, Kim Possible though, that's one I actually didn't watch that much as well. What is this?
Hold on. Time out. Do.
That's
wait. That wasn't that originally a Power Ranger theme that they ripped off?
Originally from Power Rangers, and then Kim Possible used it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still, it's a banger. That show is a banger.
Yeah, this one always looked good, but I didn't get the Disney Channel when I was a kid, so I couldn't watch any of that.
Yeah, I didn't watch this one much either. Only when I was at like my cousin's house and they had more channels than me that I would watch this.
Also, I mean, I don't know if this had the same thing as like Powerpuff Girls, but because the girl, like it's a girl main character, like did this get the girl treatment where if you watched it, like, oh, I don't want guys.
No, this one was a little more even. It wasn't girly. It wasn't girly like how Powerpuff Girls was presented. This one is just like a I forget how old she is. She's either like a teen or preteen, but I think
maybe like 12.
Just a female protagonist. Nothing too crazy about it.
Because the thing is, she was not super girly. She was kind of tomboy, and then she had like a undertone love interest with the main boy character, which is Ron.
Yep.
So it was a dynamic of a girl and a boy, but the girl was tomboyish, so it wasn't. Like
she was a high schooler. Okay, then.
Oh,
high
okay.
Schooler.
Yeah. So it wasn't like Powerpuff Girls. No.
Okay. Who remembers the live action Kim Possible?
Oh, she's the green themed female villain, right?
Shigo was like one of my.
I actually remember there was like a superhero team. There was a superhero family team I think she was a part of, and she became a villain for some reason. I don't know that. I just know of seeing a random episode about that. Weird.
Yeah.
Interesting though. Adds a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's see this.
Yep.
Yeah, her.
Yeah,
Is
Possible
Kim copping a feel?
Kim Possible was one of the good ones on Nick. I'd put that up there. Maybe like a B minus. Of course, GK would look at it that way.
Of course.
Ooh, here's another good Nickelodeon show, Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's the same creator as Fairly Oddparents.
Yep. And
I mean,
lot
very
of other
obvious. Like
shows.
the art style's too similar. Like I was like, mix it up a little bit. But Danny Phantom, I think, is considerably way better than Fairly Oddparents. I like the premise, and I mean, also kind of formulaic, but these were interesting superpowers in an interesting world where they were ghosts, but it kind of implied that they weren't dead people, but like the interdimensional beings of some
Astro
kind.
projecting, kind of.
Yeah. And they had a super depressing movie, an alternate timeline where his whole family and friends died, and he became a villain.
I remember that.
I always wondered what's up with the white hair. Why is his hair white?
It was it was the Phantom effect on him or whatever.
All right, fine.
And there's also a weird thing where the parents were involved in the ghost thing, but he still kept it secret from them for like most of the series. Like kind of a weird aspect to it. Like you would think like, hey, like I'm actually like a ghost, like what you've been researching, but he didn't. They kept it secret.
Yeah, Danny Phantom was a solid B+. That intro
There
song was a banger.
And then Vlad,
like,
I love I think his name was Vlad. He was also a guy turned into a ghost by his parents, and he perved, or I mean, he had a crush on the wife, and it was like this weird love triangle thing. It was like, you put that in a kid's show? That's a really bizarre aspect.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a weird.
Funny though, it was funny.
And he fought Danny. Yeah, I remember that.
He was also obsessed with the Packers for some reason, which I don't think they ever addressed that much. But he just really liked the Packers football team.
Oh, here's
a real life football team. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Fun fact though, they couldn't actually have Packers memorabilia, so they flipped the colors of the Packers on the show, so they can get away with it.
Wow, that's funny.
Here's another one. Ben 10.
Ben 10.
I didn't watch it that much, but it's similar to Danny. But that's an interesting one where the parent is actually involved, and the sister eventually gained powers of her own to get involved as well. And there's like a big universe involved in that, I think.
Yeah, isn't Ben 10 a show that like had a story, so like you had to kind of follow it from beginning to end, kind of like Avatar?
Yeah. He grew up eventually.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, Danny Phantom was good. I never really watched Ben 10 that much.
I mean, Ben 10, it was awesome. Ben 10 was one of my favorites. I liked the action. I liked the different aliens, the different powers, the different fights. That was a good show.
It made good video game concept, which I don't think they really did outside of the hyperscan that the AVGN reviewed.
There were a few other like regular like video games, because Ben 10 even got like a kart racer during like the Wii.
Yeah.
Car
Ben 10
racer.
has a cult. Ben 10 has a cult following. Like, there's people that still to this day like collect what are they called? The
Omnitrix.
The Omnitrix.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't watch the show, but somehow
How
I
do
knew
you know
that.
the
Why do I
name
know
of
that?
it if you have
Because it's so
never seen
iconic. The
show?
Omnitrix.
You know
Well,
what?
that
I
was a
probably
sequel.
memorized it from the Death Battle episode, Green Lantern versus Ben 10, where Green Lantern just straight up murdered Ben 10.
Yeah, the Omnitrix is iconic, dude. That was a solid show. B+ right there.
Yeah, highest rated franchise. Good for merchandise. That's how they make a lot of their monies from merchandising.
Yeah, because so many kids bought the fucking Omnitrix, dude.
Or the different action figures of like the different aliens he turned into with different powers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alien
you
X
could
was the most
you could make
popular
hella bank off of something like that.
Yeah, like what's this called? SpongeBob did as well.
one. Fuck
Yeah.
SpongeBob. Bugs Bunny. That's a throwback.
Yep, all those.
Wow,
all
you're
those
going
Looney
like way
Tunes.
back. Like
Yep.
the Hanna-Barbera, Looney Tunes, and all that.
Yeah, you guys want to just bunch them all up?
Yeah,
Looney
bunch
Tunes
them
in
all.
general.
And not to
All-
mention, there's a
all the
lot of
Looney Tunes.
iterations. There's
'Cause
like
they're-
so
they're-
many
all of them are
iterations.
classics.
There was like a recent
Looney Tunes.
There was like a recent Looney Tunes series that was like more of them living in suburban life.
Oh, the Bugs Bunny show, I think it was.
Which I never had a chance to see, but I heard mixed things about, so I don't know how good it was. I remember watching a really shitty iteration of it where they were like superheroes in a post-apocalyptic future.
Oh,
that was like I forget the name of it. Or I remember Duck Dodgers. That was another shitty thing where it was Donald Duck, but in the future like Buck Rogers and
GK, I found what you were talking about. Lunatics Unleashed. That was
Lunatics Unleashed.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
and Duck Dodgers.
One of my favorite memories from Looney Tunes is when
this was shit.
Fuck, what was the name of the hunter?
Yosemite
Elmer
Sam.
Fudd?
Yeah.
No, which one? Elmer Fudd or Yosemite Sam? The one with the shotgun? Be very, very quiet?
Yeah, I think it's Elmer Fudd.
Yes.
Elmer Fudd.
My favorite memory is it's bunny rabbit season, and then he flips it. Duck season. Bunny rabbit season. Duck season.
Oh, let me find that video. Let me find that.
And then he bends the barrel of the gun and he makes him shoot himself. Oh, that was a good ass scene.
I remember there was a controversy where they in some re-releases or new shows they got rid of the shotgun, but then they brought it back. It's just kind of weird. There was a history with it where Elmer Fudd was fat for 3 episodes and they went back to the old look.
Yep.
Oh, is this
Rabbit
it?
Think
season,
about
duck
it.
Season, rabbit season,
Yeah.
duck season.
Rabbit season, duck season. That show was surprisingly violent. They were shooting each other, throwing.
It was hilarious. It was
Yeah,
great.
well, Looney
Yeah.
Tunes was slapstick. The show.
Is that just a repeating
great.
gif?
No,
Is that
that's
just a
a
repeating
YouTube
gif?
video.
Yeah, they went on for a while.
Wait, I know how it ends. I'm just waiting for that punchline to
They
to
dropped
kick
fucking
off.
pianos on each other, threw each other off cliffs.
Looney Tunes be wildin', but Looney Tunes S tier, I would say. Always entertaining, always hilarious.
I'd give it A plus.
The slapstick is always so timeless.
Definitely a classic. Yeah.
Same with Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Tom
which
and Jerry
we brought up a bit earlier.
Classic.
Which I always wanted. I always wanted Tom to win. Oh, there it is.
Elmer season. And then they're like, get him. I always,
with Tom and Jerry, I always wanted Tom to win. And also, fun fact, there's a theory that Tom and Jerry is a play on a World War II analog, that Tom is Tommy's the British and Jerry's the German. So it's a World War II analog, which they said was a coincidence. They didn't mean it as that.
Yeah.
Also, there was this rumor going around that the end of Tom and Jerry was both of them sitting on train tracks, which wasn't actually true. That wasn't the last episode. It was one of the last episodes, but that wasn't the intent. But it's funny to think about. They just sit on train tracks waiting for it to end. Yeah, very depressing.
Waiting to die or whatever.
Yeah.
They both got dumped.
That's a real episode. That really happened though.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that because it was so crazy as a kid.
Yeah. Also, Tom and Jerry came out around the 40s, I think. Yeah. I mean, that must have been the intent early on.
Yeah.
The whole Tommy Jerry thing. But then that's weird because it portrays Jerry's as the ones who always gets the upper hands and wins most of the time. I do like how there were some episodes where Tom ultimately won, but they were few and far between.
Yeah. But Tom and Jerry S tier, classic.
Yeah.
Definitely. Did we rank Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
I don't think we did.
That's an A for me.
That show was awesome.
Yeah. Probably around
A minus probably. Okay, obscure Cartoon Network one. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
That's not that
obscure. I forgot about that one.
That's not that obscure.
Yeah, that's not obscure.
It was a very imaginative show. I remember that one started out with an hour-long TV movie. And then I didn't watch the show a whole lot, but the movie I thought was pretty good. It was a cool idea that you can just sort of and not to mention it's kind of like dark undertones because you can manifest these creatures out of thin air. And then with the bully character, the brother was hungry, he thought about pizza, and then he just took this living pizza and ate it. It was really, really weird.
Yeah.
Jesus.
that was an interesting show.
Oh, and there was an episode of an underground imaginary friend fighting ring, which that had dark undertones too, which had a Pikachu character analog.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there it is. Foster's home for imaginary friends.
What was the main character's
Sheep
name?
in the Big
Mac.
City.
Mac.
I remember Sheep in the Big City.
Mac
My
and Blue.
God.
Man.
And what was the
Beauregard Kukazoo. I
Franny.
think was the full name of the character.
Girl was Franny, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, didn't they explain, I forget the one's name who was tall and like basketball. He actually lost his arm and eye from something.
Jesus.
I thought that's just how he was created with only one arm and one eye, but apparently he got hurt.
I liked him.
Sheep in the Big City is a weird, very weird show that I only watched randomly. I think on Cartoon Network. In between, it was like around the time of Cow and Chicken. I think it was like one of those in between shows that was very short.
I have never seen this show in my life.
I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah, he somehow knows that one, but he hasn't seen fucking Avatar. Come on.
You will be on GK forever for that. Like,
I will never
GK
forget
knows
that.
this show, but not Avatar.
How about Megas XLR? Did we bring that one up already?
What the fuck is that?
Is that a fucking radio station? What is that?
That's obscure.
With Coop, the guy with the mech that's controlled by a car.
Oh, I have
I
an
remember
image.
that.
I have
Yeah.
an image. I found an image, but
What
That
is
sounds
it?
like-
Wait, two more obscure
Oh.
ones. Time Squad. I remember that one too. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? Robot Jones actually had different voices. They had a computer-generated voice. Then they changed it to a kid, and it's lost media. People can't find all the episodes with the original robot voice.
oh my god.
Wow.
Here's fucking Mega's XLR, which sounds like an audio interface I would have for my microphone.
This is great. This was great. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
I've
this is
never
kind of like
heard of
Gundam.
this show.
Never heard of that.
Oh wait, so half of that is a different show. Fuck, what was that other one?
Gundam.
Gundam. Yeah, it's Megas XLR and Gundam, but Megas XLR, that was a thing. How can you guys not know fucking Megas XLR? It was fucking hilarious.
Oh, wait,
it was sort of a
that kinda looks
parody.
familiar. Wait,
It
no,
was
that
sort
is
of a
familiar.
parody. Like, instead of having like this competent, like this like healthy looking protagonist, it's this like fat dude in a
this
car.
I think he finds it in a junkyard by accident or something.
Yes,
Yeah, that is
completely
actually
by
familiar.
It was a good show.
Vaguely.
Yeah,
If
I
you-
haven't seen it.
If you want to, all right, you want to talk about obscure shows? Does anybody remember My Dad, the Rockstar?
What the?
I know
Hell?
of it. I know
it-
of it. I'd never seen it though.
It was on Nickelodeon for just a short
Wasn't it
time.
short-lived?
Yeah, it was based
Wait.
on Gene. I think Gene Simmons created it. So
Oh my
guys-
God.
Of course, this would be a Gene Sim. Okay.
Speaking of
Of course,
Jones,
this would be a Gene Simmons.
do you guys remember Osmosis Jones?
I
Yeah.
do
The
remember
movie. It was a movie
Osmosis
first and
Jones,
turned
yeah.
into a TV show. Which
Osmosis
that
Jones was
kid
fire.
that kid in Osmosis Jones has the worst luck. Every possible medical issue he went through.
You know, Osmosis Jones is kind of relevant till today. With COVID.
Huh.
Also,
Maybe.
yes, this is a very Gene Simmons looking show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally looks like him.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Wait, which is a Canadian show? Because ew, if whatever show's Canadian.
The Gene Simmons.
Actually,
show.
Ed and Eddie was Canadian, which
Yeah.
they made
Yeah,
fun
watch
of
it.
For,
at one
Watch it.
point.
for
Watch
Ed,
it.
Ed and Eddie, did anybody's eyes hurt after a while from watching that? Because the
No.
cartoon
No.
is like this. If
No.
you look, the way the cartoon plays,
was
it's like
wobble.
this.
It was the wobble effect. But yeah, what are you talking about? Your eyes hurt.
I used to mess with my eyes.
No,
Maybe it was.
never did mine. But I've had to wear glasses pretty much my whole life. So like,
Wait a minute.
Let's see.
I remember Josie and the Pussycats. The fuck?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was on Toonami, I think.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have no idea what that is.
That was like a very sort of. I mean, it was. What's the name of that comic? Is that like specific comic style? Archie comic. I think it was based off. The
yeah,
Archie comic.
definitely has like an Archie comic style.
It was a girl show, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yep,
I
let's
forget
pull
what
it up
shows
right
even
here.
are
Here we
Hanna-Barbera.
go. It's not the greatest quality, but like I found it.
Does anyone know like Hanna-Barbera Top Cat was an obscure one? That one didn't survive. and it was a very generic show. It was just about a bunch of feral cats, and it was just about them.
Ooh, here's some big throwbacks. That's there.
So it was about a band. Okay, I think I have seen this image before.
Yep.
Here's a big throwback: the Flintstones, and the Jetsons.
The crossover. I had the VHS.
Those are like
the VHS.
The original cartoons of the day.
There's a theory that the Jetsons is the past and Flintstones is really the post-apocalyptic future.
Damn, that's fucking dark.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Also, the Jetsons took place in the futuristic world of 2004, I think.
Would you guys consider Blue's Clues a cartoon? I mean, it was like half and half.
Did anyone see Steve come back randomly?
He came back
wearing a hat to cover his receding hairline a little bit.
Yeah,
that's why he left the show.
Yeah,
his receding hairline. Yeah,
that made me sad when I saw that.
Yeah.
Everyone always told me he like got drugged out and got like.
That's not true.
That's
such
all
a myth.
Fake. Yeah.
Yep.
He got into cocaine and stuff. No, it's all fake.
He's a musician.
Yeah. He's a yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Proud Family? Oh, I vaguely remember that. Not too much.
Proud Family was a banger, bro. Yes. That was a solid
right.
B+ right there. Okay. Here are some shows that are anime-esque.
Oh yeah, for those who don't know what the Proud Family looked like, there we go.
This show has a very dark origin because I believe the girl's name is Penny.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it here, but it has a very dark origin.
I don't know. I guess we'll talk about that off stream. I have no idea what you're talking about. The only episode I remember I remember 2 episodes. One episode where the dog went missing and they put up flyers to find it, and an episode where they had a spelling bee and everyone cheated at the spelling bee.
Cheating.
Here's some absolute bangers that I think some people might not know, but maybe. Here we go.
Okay.
Boom.
Shaolin
Showdown.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I have seen this before.
How could I forget about Shaolin Showdown and
yes, I have seen this
Jackie
before.
Chan.
Yes.
Jackie Chan Adventures. S tier, baby.
Oh.
Absolutely.
And Shaolin Showdown, like everything kept escalating in a very cool way with like this overt like existential threats and all that. And the what was the name of the repeated villain? Jack Spicer or something?
Jack Splicer.
Yeah, I thought I always liked him, even though he was kind of the screw up.
I fucking love Shaolin Showdown.
What network was this on? Shaolin Showdown.
Cartoon Network.
Was it Disney or no? I think
was it Cartoon Network? I don't remember.
Wait, no. Was it Disney?
Jackie Chan Adventures was on WB.
Hold on.
Yeah, Jackie Chan Adventures I remember. And I remember every season they would have to track down 12 new mythical artifacts.
Shaolin Showdown was on Kids WB.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah,
Shaolin Showdown was so fucking
It was good.
Wait, who's the girl in the middle? I don't know the girl in the middle. I know the 4. I don't know who that is. The one in the green shirt.
Wait, who the fuck? I can't remember her.
I think she was. Is that like a new, like a recent character? Because I didn't watch the show all the way through.
There was only 4 of them. I don't remember who the fuck that is. I think
American Dragon. Oh my god, that's another one.
The guy all the way to the left, I always thought looked like Krillin from Dragon Ball Z.
Krillin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a common thing though. In that they put the dots and they shave their head. That's a common thing though. Yeah.
My favorite character was Raymundo, hands down. The wind one.
Chronicles? What the hell's Chronicles?
What the
Chronicles? Oh, Shaolin Chronicles. Came back as Shaolin Chronicles. Okay. I never heard of that.
Where I got that image.
But American Dragon also I watched a handful of times. That one also had like the crazy teacher who knew there was a secret world and he kept trying to prove it. But interesting thing I liked is that he eventually outsmarted him and figured out that he really was a dragon. And then it sort of escalated from there that he was going to try to uncover everything now that he knew for certain he was right. That was kind of a cool twist.
Wuya, the evil lady from Shaolin Showdown, that was also one of my first cartoon crushes. When she became a human. The
ghost?
When she became a human.
She was a ghost for a lot of that show. She only became human like halfway through.
She was hot as fuck back then.
I thought it was weird when they introduced an enemy who was like a bean, like the most evil thing. It's just like a little bean character. Like, what was that about?
So yeah, and then Jackie Chan Adventures. Oh my god, Uncle.
That was great. But Jackie Chan's, I mentioned this a bit before, but it was super formulaic in that every season they had to find 12 talismans, 12 masks, 12 like locations of the portal for the 12 demons. Is like a big thing about 12. And I liked the character of Toru. I always liked Toru, and they eventually made him a good guy, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
That show was
and
awesome.
Jade, who I always thought was so annoying.
What? I loved Jade.
Wasn't she like smart? She was like the smart one, right?
Oh,
She
she's
was like scrappy young kid who was like had an attitude.
Who was disobedient.
She was
very
kind of like
sort of like she was like a very Americanized kid with a family that was, you know,
she was like
Chinese.
For those of you, for those of you with culture who watched Avatar, unlike GK, she was like Sokka.
Yeah.
She was like Sokka.
The drink.
Yeah. No, that's sake. That's sake.
He's digging himself a bigger hole.
You're just burying yourself deeper. Okay, Rez, I see you mention this show, and I'm like, what the hell is this that I'm about to pull
Uncle
up on
is a
screen
good
right
character.
Here? What the hell is this?
16.
Wait, what the hell is 16?
I love that show.
What the hell is
what
this?
What is this?
I don't know what this is.
That came out when I was, I think, in late middle school, early high school, and it was like Degrassi before Degrassi was a thing.
What? I never even seen Degrassi. I just know that existed forever.
16 was basically, as it sounds, it was like a melodrama sort of comedy about teenagers in the mall trying to like understand life, and like you were a teenager, so you understood it, you related to it, and it was a banger. It was a vibe. It was chill.
Nothing supernatural or sci-fi.
Clever.
Yeah. Also, Total Drama Island. Yeah, I know of that. I never really watched it though.
Yeah, Total Drama Island is the last on our list. That was
there was a lot of censored moments in Total Drama Island, like and that's a Canadian show, by the way. They the original airing, they were doing a Fear Factor thing, and they were eating like animal testicles, and they had to change it, and they said it was just meatballs,
God,
which made no sense. Why are they grossed out about eating meatballs? It was pretty funny.
But 16 to me is just because of the emotional attachment I have to it from my high school friends, and like all of us like had an emotional attachment to that show. That's an A for me. That's probably obscure. Not a lot of people know about it, but I love that show.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's very obscure there.
Yeah,
Rez.
that's probably the one obscure show is 16. But
I like the name. It makes sense. It is about 16s. So like I like the title. It makes sense.
It kind of looks like a superhero like team title, like 16.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
The title is pretty like clever, but it's also straightforward. It's about 16s,
I like that in a title. If it's like
and they're all becoming 16, and it's about the struggles of teenagers. When you're a teenager, you liked it. Okay, shut up.
Yeah. Also, Total Drama Island, from looking at this, some of the weirdest looking character designs I've ever seen.
I love that show. Also, shout out to Gwen, another one of my first crushes as a kid. You might see a pattern going on with the things I used to crush on as a kid. I'm just saying.
Goths?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Big titty goth. Yes.
I figured that.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyone have anyone else? Did we get a chance to talk much about As Told by Ginger? I'm trying to remember if we did.
What the
or if
hell
that was
is that show?
Only briefly.
You don't know As Told by Ginger?
Asshole by Ginger?
No, As Told by Ginger.
Yeah, let me look.
My memory of that show is she had that neighbor. I think his name was Derek or something.
Oh, isn't this a spin-off of fucking
No, it's not a spin-off.
Thornberrys?
No.
No, I think same creator.
It had like an issue with his jaw or something.
Yeah, and there was an episode where he took it off, and she was like in love with him.
Yeah, because this show looks very similar to Wild Thornberry.
I believe it's same creator or same.
It would make sense if it's by the same creator. It would make sense.
Oh, and the guy on the left, the guy on the left had like a big metal brace, but he took it off like after a certain few seasons, and that's what he looks like without it.
That does look like Wild Thornberrys, but I've never seen it.
The girl,
but this was a show
Miranda.
that was kind of relatable for some people because it dealt with a divorced family, a dad who wasn't there, deaths, dealt with a couple deaths, dealt with depression. Like there was one episode that a YouTuber, I forget the YouTuber's name. He talked about the one episode where she wrote a poem and people were like concerned about her and they made her see the school psychiatrist because she thought she was depressed because it was a very depressed episode. But yeah, it was. And it was like a lot of interpersonal conflicts where like some people go behind people's backs, I remember there's this big episode where they were trying to break up. I forget the kid's name, the one who took the brace off, and Ginger. They started the date, and everyone tried to break them up for one reason or another. And they eventually found out and became this whole big thing. And I don't even remember what resulted from that.
That was that show came out when they were trying to rebrand like some adult shows as Teen Nick.
Yeah, but they included kids. Carl and I forget the kid with the hood. I think he was just called
the rich kid.
The
rich kid and Carl. Yeah.
And they got into like these sort of like they had like a lot of gross things. They had an eyeball and
Blake. Yeah,
it was for the
eyeball. Yeah.
They had the younger kids, but then they had Ginger, who was like more of the teen. So it sort of mixed the younger generation and the slightly older generation. And I watched it initially for the kids, but then as I got older, I started to appreciate Ginger's struggles.
Yep.
Damn, chat! I'm the only one who knows about 16.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe it was like a city kid only kind of thing.
That's
it was very popular in the city.
That's your brother's flub.
No, hell no! Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. New York City or 16. All right, with your bootlegged Smurf ripoff. All right.
All right. Well, I feel like it's my turn to have the obscure ass show that I somehow remember.
All right.
My gym partner's a monkey.
I remember this.
Oh yeah,
I remember that one.
This and Class of 3000. I feel like these were at the same time.
Like the whole thing is in this world, animals are intelligent, but there's the society is segregated from humans and animals, and he was accidentally put in because his last name is Lion.
Yep. Oh.
Goofy show.
Yeah, I don't know why I remember this show, but I do.
How did it catch the intro?
Did you love the show, or do you just remember it?
I remember it. Probably a lot of Flash games.
I don't know what Class of 3000 is. What the hell is Class of 3000?
Class of 3000.
It was set in the year 3000. It was kind of futuristic. It was a cool idea.
Did they have like cell phones and streaming services, or did they still have Walkmans?
Yeah, I don't think it predicted anything.
Okay, Class of 3000.
Because that's funny when you see a show from the future that was made like in like the 90s, and they still have like Walkmans and shit. It doesn't look futuristic. Like, what are they wearing 90s clothes? And does the 90s make a comeback in the year 3000? Like, what's this?
Hey, look, the 90s have been making a comeback in video gaming very recently. So, like,
yeah, I guess.
Oh, you mean when games are made and fucking just released completely? Can that come back? Can that trend come back?
Yeah.
Where
we actually get full games and not have to pay for DLCs and pay for the fucking. All right, I'm not getting to that.
No, it's too profitable. You get free to play games that make you pay for everything else. Oh, let's see here. Class of 3000 was about Sonny Bridges, who was a famous singer who gave it all up for a choir life, and teachers at the Wesley School for performing as a teacher. Okay. Okay. It's a basic premise. Nothing too crazy, but okay.
Nothing too crazy, but like.
But why in the year 3000? Like, did they make? Was it like futuristic flying cars and shit? Like, I don't get it.
Maybe it's a class of 3000 kids. That'd be a lot,
dude. That's a big ass high school.
Yeah, that would.
My high school campus had like 1,000 kids, but it was split.
Mine was like.
Schools.
Yeah. Mine was like 2,500. I went to a big high school.
My high school was tiny. Like
the high school I went to, it was top 100 in the U.S.
Like
I don't want to say it, but the high school I went to was like top 100 in the U.S. high schools.
You had a lot of kids in yours.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay,
Class
more
of
Class
3000.
of 3000.
Never heard of this show. Never heard of this show before.
No.
All right, so.
Oh wait, the name is based on the creator. Okay, so it's not actually in the year 3000. Okay, so it's not in the year 3000.
Andre 3000 is a. Hey, he's a rapper.
Okay, so we were wrong. It doesn't take place in the future.
Oh,
It's
I was
just
like,
a naming
do you
convention.
not know who Andre 3000 is?
I thought it took place in the future.
No. I mean, the show being named that. I thought they were talking about it taking place in the year 3000, but it wasn't. Okay. Okay, so that's fine then.
Shame on you, Byron. Shame on you. All right, here we go. We said we were going to talk about this.
Okay.
Cartoon Network.
Yep.
Disney.
Yep.
Nickelodeon.
Yep.
Who is the king?
Oh, who is the king?
It depends on the era because some like Cartoon Network went too heavy on live action at some point. It sucked. Nickelodeon was consistently well, no, not even them. I never was too big into Disney.
Just,
in general.
Just in general.
I've always liked Cartoon Network only because I didn't have it at my house. I did not have Cartoon Network. I had only Nickelodeon. Every time I went to my cousin's house, he had Cartoon Network, and I always watched any show on Cartoon Network thinking it was always so much better than Nickelodeon. But I just sort of tip it towards Cartoon Network slightly.
Cartoon Network.
I'm going to go ahead and say... for me, it was probably Nickelodeon, just because it had things like Danny Phantom, it had things like Avatar.
Yeah.
And I just can't. Like, Avatar is my favorite cartoon of all time, and as a kid who, thankfully, through illegal means, because New York City, crime and shit, was able to access all 3 channels because it was just, I don't know if you guys remember those black boxes.
You live somewhere where they paid for the package.
I've heard of the black boxes before, yeah.
That was a thing. I mean, I don't give a shit. This was years ago, and I'm not the one who did it. It was my, apartment building. But basically, back in the 90s, the cities would have deals with, like, the cable men, I don't know what they're called, the technician, I guess, who installed cable.
Field technician.
Where they would run a cable up the entire side of the building and splice it to every apartment. And so the super would collect money from every apartment and give them a little tip every month for the free cable, essentially. So you'd have one account. It's super illegal. But this technician was making like thousands a month doing this.
They make fun fact. I don't want to talk too much about this, but I worked as a dispatcher for a cable company. When we catch apartments doing this, like, we shut them off immediately and demand they have pay back a certain amount.
I'm pretty sure I just found a picture of an old black box.
Yo, my God! I'm gonna cry. Oh my God, the memories.
Bringing
bro.
the nostalgia back.
At Radio Shack, we sold the antenna where you could get TV for free.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the antenna. That's public access, though. That's perfectly legal.
But yeah, Rez, I'm bringing back some memories for you, aren't I?
Oh my God, dude, I'm gonna cry. No bullshit.
They don't work anymore.
Man,
do any of these exist, or do they all get scrapped? Do they all get scrapped because they're not useful anymore?
I assume they have, but who knows? Maybe there's some out there.
There looks like there's
that
a
would be
keypad
like
on the
museum.
top of it. Why is there a keypad on the top?
So
it does look like
that's how
you.
So on the top of it, there's a keypad, which is basically the same thing as a controller, and you could scroll through channels, or you can input manually what channel.
Yeah, if you lose the remote, they put it on the top of the box instead of the front of the box. Because now they put them on the front of boxes. They're not in the front of the boxes back then.
The power button, all the things were on top of it, so you can scroll through channels in case you lost the remote.
Smart.
Or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
God, bro.
I would say.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Find all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a hard one to find. No. Oh, hold on. I found a better picture. Hold on, of a different one. Hold up.
Holy shit.
Hold up. It gives us a better view of the top of the box with all the functions.
Made a lot of memories flood in. Holy shit. Yep.
The lights on.
It.
There we go.
It.
Yep.
The black
0,
box.
2. It's got all the controls. Some of them are faded, but there you go.
Numbers 0 through 10 was like the news and like shit like that. 10, 11, 12 was like Animal Planet and like other things like that. And then like 13 through 20 was like foreign news and like infomercials. Then like 31 was Disney, 32 was Cartoon Network, and 33 was Nickelodeon.
How funny. How funny. Where
God.
I was at, like, with cable, like, Cartoon Network would always be channel 25, Nickelodeon would always be 34, and Disney would be 58.
For me, Cartoon
50.
Network was channel 32. That's what I remember, but it's changed. It has they shifted around.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network was
Cartoon
32, Nick was 33. Yeah.
Yep, and Disney was 31. Yep, same thing.
Yeah,
Huh, that's pretty funny how like all three of them are like right there, so you could just flip back and forth with the greatest of these.
Yeah.
And if you wanted adult stuff, channel 59.
50. It wasn't channel 69. I'm disappointed.
Do you another sort of tangent, but do you guys remember watching those shows you had to pay extra for and they were all squiggled, but you can kind of barely make it out, but you can still hear it?
Vaguely.
No, I don't remember that now.
Well, yeah, like before, instead of blocking you out, they had to encrypt it, so it made the picture squiggly and hard to see. You couldn't see anything, but you can still hear it.
Yeah.
But that's what the box was. The box was a de-encryptor, I think, for that.
The box gave you everything you needed, man. They run the line up the building. You scroll through the channels through the box.
Not anymore.
Yep, get pay-per-view stuff for free.
Yep, we got everything free, bro. That shit. Like, the only thing we didn't get was like HBO and like Spike and like those premium channels. That's about it.
Yeah, they were like on their own lines, I think.
Yeah,
I don't
HBO.
remember exactly.
Yeah, you got the basic one, but there's like a premium, like HBO.
Yeah, but like a premium package. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get those.
Yep.
We did get 59.
Well,
yeah.
So is there? We went through the gambit. We went through the gambit of like a lot of like shows. Is there any like we're sort of like not bringing? We didn't bring up yet.
You know what?
Our favorite.
I'm gonna bring up
our favorite.
We did talk about Dexter's Lab.
Yeah, we talked about Dexter's. I'm gonna bring up fucking. I only remember watching this like not recently, but like as like a teen, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh my goodness!
I only watched that after the fact. I don't know. I didn't know what channel it was
I had
on.
to bring up a video game, a cartoon show, because of course I would.
That show.
It had the live action portion, and I think for the longest time they didn't release any of that on DVD. But I think it's on some streaming service.
Yeah, because at Blockbuster, not Blockbuster, the Family Video that I used to go to, that's one of the things I would rent, and it'd never have the live action stuff. I'm like, oh,
that Mario cartoon is cursed. Yeah, Epic. We talked about those shows. Definitely check out the after this is done. Don't touch Kids Next Door. That's a banger. That's an S. Kids Next Door is a banger.
Yep, Kids Next Door is pretty good.
Oh, the animation was also like really cheap.
Toad
was even more annoying in this
show. Yeah,
Toad was even more annoying in this show than in the actual games.
Yeah, there was Super Mario Brothers 3, and then there was Super Mario Bros. World. Yes. There were cartoons.
There was like so many different shows, and it was like weird. There was also a Zelda show, which I've also never really seen.
Excuse me, princess.
I know why Nintendo has Link mute typically.
Yeah, and then Sonic got in on some weird shows. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic Sat AM, which was apparently really good. But in the Adventures was bad.
And Sonic.
Also, why name it Sonic Sat AM? That's like a really weird naming convention.
Well, that's what the fans called it. It was just literally called Sonic the Hedgehog. The fan name is Sonic Sat AM.
Yeah, because there's Saturday morning cartoons is when all the banger cartoons came out.
Yes. Like
you fucking woke up at 5 a.m. with your cereal for that shit.
Yep, yes you did. Yep.
The there was like a weird trend of like baby themed shows, and most of them were bad. A pup named Scooby Doo, the Flintstones, but they're kids, and I forget what they named it.
Kids, probably.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Epic Tastic says Mortal Kombat cartoon. Yeah, Mortal Kombat cartoon.
It was kids friendly.
Was badass. The movie for Mortal Kombat, the cartoon movie was badass.
The cartoon was like really like they made it's a G-rated Mortal Kombat property. So like, what's the point? There was no fatalities in this kids show, but it was
no fatalities.
It was also like it was also really generic. It was just about fighting some big bad. Yeah, here's an image. Thank you, Byron.
Yep, no problem.
Really cheap, unmemorable show, honestly.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
This happened. This was the thing. Yep.
I'm thinking more of the actual movie, the cartoon movie.
There's memes to this show. There's memes to this show. There's like a couple of weird things that were very awkward. Which
in the 90s,
I guess you guys can look up later.
lot of video game properties had weird cartoons, as we have just demonstrated.
Yeah, I think even like Jumanji had a show.
Jumanji had a cartoon? What?
I'm pretty sure it did.
What?
I don't remember this.
Hold on.
We need a
I
fact.
could be
Oh
wrong.
my god.
I could be wrong. I might be
1996
thinking
to
of
1999.
Ace Ventura.
Oh
yeah.
my lord.
No way.
No, I found
Jumanji
it.
cartoon.
Yeah, there was a Jumanji cartoon in the 90s.
It was on Fox.
I have no idea.
It was cheesy.
Look
I
at
have
this.
no idea what this is.
It looks terrible.
Is that
Yeah,
supposed
what
to be
the
Robin
f-
Williams?
Yeah.
What?
I've
my
never heard of
God.
this at all.
So they made a. I don't know what came first. Did the movie come first, or did the actual board game come first?
I think the movie.
I think the
So
I think
the
the movie
movie,
did.
so a movie about a fictional board game, which I did it end up getting a real board game? I would assume.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
made board games
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
and
The
then a
board
real
games were
board
lame.
game, and then a.
I think the board game was lame.
It was your basic like roll and move board game, but
Yeah,
it-
nothing
it's
special.
fine.
But the movie's a fucking legend. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Yes,
Let's not play around.
Absolutely.
That movie's legendary.
classic.
The second one, the modern one.
I heard it
original.
wasn't that good. I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
It
I
was
still can't
okay.
believe there was a Jumanji cartoon.
Same with Ace Ventura. They had a cartoon for that, and
What?
Rez already brought up the mask.
I knew of that.
Yeah.
I knew of
They-
the Ace
they had a
Ventura
cartoon of
cartoon.
everything.
Yep, Jim
But
Carrey,
this
a
is
legend.
cursed. Oh, this is so cursed.
The only
Oh
thing I
my
remember from the
God.
cartoon is that he did the butt talking thing a lot in the cartoon, I think.
Or
Like, look at this. This is cursed. This is right here.
That's yeah.
Shit's
That looks like an NFT. That looks like an NFT.
It does. It does.
It does.
If you turn him
Oh,
into
shit.
a monkey, that's an NFT.
I gotta make the Ace Ventura NFT before it's too
yeah,
late.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
look,
think
if you actually do spread the profits 25
I think trying to animate Jim Carrey's facial expressions does not work. It
yeah,
has to be
like,
live action.
well,
Yeah.
it
Like,
looks
it has to
cursed.
be him.
Yeah, it looks cursed if it's not Jim Carrey.
Because it's
Imagine
weird-
if they take the Sonic movie and make that an animated show. The one that's coming out, the one that came out recently, and one that's coming out soon. Imagine if they make that an animated show.
I don't think that would work.
It's ironic because Jim Carrey's facial animations look animated in real life, but
He does kind of look like
obviously.
Waluigi a little bit.
No. Oh, but yeah, like look at this. Like Jim Carrey is an animated character come to life, especially this image right here. Look at that. Tell me
oh
you
my god,
wouldn't
look at
see
that right
in, like-
image. Look at the right image. What is that?
what is that?
Oh no.
What happened, cartoon Jim Carrey?
Oh
The
no,
budget
I don't
ran
like
out.
that.
The
I don't
budget.
like that.
But yeah, that fourth image really does make the Waluigi comparison.
And
even
there's no way
funnier.
they got Jim Carrey voice act. It was probably someone else.
Actually, I'm double checking this. I want to confirm
Oh,
if Jim
so-
Carrey voiced.
Side note: does anyone remember Kung Fu Panda, the movie that had Jack Black voicing? They had a Kung Fu Panda show, which I never really watched, but they apparently had Jack Black for the first season only, and then after that, they got a sound alike.
Okay, I can confirm Jim Carrey was not the voice.
Of
in the
course.
Ace
There's no,
Ventura
look at their
cartoon.
budget. Like, there's no way they
Yeah.
could afford anything.
It was Michael Dangerfield. That was the voice.
Yeah, I mean, voice actors get around. I don't know who that is.
Let me find something that he's been in. Yeah, I'm not finding anything that like we would know.
Or Beetlejuice. That was another show that came out.
Yeah, I brought that up in passing before. That was an interesting show. Also kind of weird at times.
Yeah.
Which, how did they make a show about that? Didn't Beetlejuice kind of end on, like, everything sort of going their own way? How did they make a show about that? Different universe?
Beetlejuice live action was awesome.
Oh no, epic, not reboot.
Oh, I just remembered. Yeah, I thought you were saying a
Oh,
little
yeah.
reboot, but the reboot show, which it was about was that the one that they took place in a computer, and then the person who owned the computer played video games, and if he won the video game, everyone died, pretty much? Is that what I'm...
don't believe so.
Hold on, let me look at the
Found an
reboot
image.
show.
No, isn't that the
Um,
movie with, or the show with really, really bad CG?
No,
Yeah.
yes, this is. They take place in a computer. The person who
What is
owns the
that?
computer is the bad guy.
That's
they
the
are the
reboot.
AI. they are the AI in video games, and if the
Reboot
person
of what?
wins, they
that's
basically
the name
all die.
of the show. It's called Reboot.
Yeah, but that's the premise, though. They're the AI in they're the computer, then they become the AI in video games, and if the owner wins, like when we play a video game, we're the bad guy. If we win, then everyone dies pretty much. It's weird.
Yeah, I'll pass. Okay,
Jesus.
speaking of Beetlejuice, who remembers? I mean, this is technically mixed live action, but Goosebumps.
Oh,
That's a live action. Yeah,
live
dude,
action,
some
but
of them
wow.
are really creepy. The thing is, it's split. A lot of them are really genuinely creepy and
Those
well
are-
like made stories, but some of them are really cheesy, cheap, not
They're
like
all on
scary
Netflix.
at all.
If anybody wants to watch, they're
Yeah.
all on Netflix. I
Oh,
watch them
geez.
every.
I
It
remember the
has-
one with the
it-
masks. The masks one were scary.
It did have
Stay out of the
some
basement.
cartoon inserts in it.
It
though.
did. It did. It did.
I considered it a
Mm.
mixed cartoon live action to me. I mean, more live action, of course.
Yeah, definitely more on the live action end.
Or how about Are You
Oh.
Afraid of the Dark? That reminds me.
That was the cheesy Nickelodeon version.
The cheesy, like, not really gonna terrify kids.
And don't forget
It
that.
terrified me.
It was,
That iconic
I remember
theme
the one
song.
episode.
Yeah.
I think it was literally called Jake the Snake, but it had nothing to do with the wrestler. It was a rotting corpse in a pool, and it
In a
actually
pool.
looked creepy.
That's very.
It was like
rude.
it looked like a rotting corpse in a pool.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
The episode I remember is this. They had this girl who transformed into a salamander. It was actually a girl from a famous Disney show. They were twins, two girls.
Mary-Kate
That's
and
the only
Ashley?
episode I remember. No, they were. I don't know. I forgot their names.
Yeah.
I actually vaguely remember the ripoff. I forget the name of it. Was it like a I don't remember. There
Yeah,
was a
Gravix.
ripoff
Do you know
show.
Do you know the name of that show, Gravix?
I remember seeing that. I think it was a ripoff of
That sounds
Goosebumps,
interesting.
but not really.
Okay, so I have a question here.
Yes.
Number one, like if you could only pick one cartoon, number one of all time favorite cartoon, just only one. It could be a series, it could be a franchise. Like if you say Transformers, it's all Transformers. You can say that. You don't have to
That's not
specify.
fair.
Number
Yeah, you can.
one.
You don't have to specify.
I don't know.
Number one.
I mean,
cartoon franchise.
For me,
It's
for
hard
me,
to
that's
say.
easy, but I don't know if it counts. Mine's Dragon Ball Z.
That's
That's
more
anime.
I
No,
know.
Cartoon.
So,
Yeah.
Cartoon.
I'm a sucker for Invader Zim if it continued like they originally planned, but it's not a whole lot to it. That or Samurai Jack is also good. I kind of like the idea of like a lot is potentially going on, but every episode is self-contained.
So yours is either Invader Zim or Samurai
Or
Jack.
Justice League. I don't know. I think I would probably go with Justice League. Actually, thinking about
Okay.
it, Justice League.
So
My-
DC
my-
comic shows.
mine's
Yeah,
actually
those
an
are the
adult-
movies are still great.
Mine's an adult
What?
cartoon. It's Family Guy.
Okay,
I think that's
I- I-
hilarious.
that's a respectable choice, I guess.
Ed and Eddie. That one will always be
man of culture.
classic to me. Always.
Man of culture.
Always a classic.
And chat,
Like me.
if you can't tell from my reaction earlier from GK's class, mine is of course Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I think is the greatest cartoon of all time. That is all.
Yep, solid choice. Solid choice.
I see you, GK. I see you.
DK.
Yes.
It's
Right
just like
I see you too. Oh
Uh,
boy, that might be a pretty decent point to end on. Anyone in the chat have any last second thoughts? Epic told us his would be the Batman the Animated Series. Also a good pick. Does that fall under
Really
the
good
umbrella
pick.
of Justice League, or is that standalone?
Yeah,
would you say?
that's DC. That's DC.
That's DC.
DC.
And then
and then
number
number
two.
two, yeah, definitely up
DC
there.
Very
Card-
good calls.
Everyone
DC's
else in
number two.
chat, what is your favorite shows? Like just off the top of your head,
Cartoons.
Cartoons. Yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Good cartoon, yeah.
Cartoons. For me, number two is definitely Justice League, Young Justice, Batman, Teen Titans. Just
Teen
DC
Titans
cartoons.
is up, yeah.
Flashpoint, the movie. Oh my god, amazing.
Did you
Cartoon
guys know
movie.
that Pocahontas will be voiced? Oh wait, you mean the new Wait, no. Why did I read
Pinocchio.
Pocahontas?
Pinocchio.
God damn,
not
that was-
Pocahontas.
They're making a new one.
I thought they were making like, all right, whatever.
Pauly Shore, he hasn't been around for a long time.
Who the fuck is that?
He was like from the '90s. He was a very famous actor
Sure.
from like the '90s.
Also, for death. I'm pretty sure these were the Dragon Ball McDonald's toys you were talking about a while ago.
No, that looks like something they
There's
would have
many.
only gotten in
the
like Japan.
Japanese-
There was many iterations
It's
of
Dragon
Dragon
Ball
Ball.
Burger King. Burger King.
Oh,
Burger
they
King
were
was the
Burger
place to
King. They
go,
were
bro.
McDonald's.
Yeah. They did Dragon Ball Z and Powerpuff Girls at the same time.
New movies is supposed to be like the new
I found them
Shrek.
then. I think I found the Dragon Ball ones.
Oh boy, I know Goku had this big giant Kamehameha that he would shoot out of his hand. I know that.
This one doesn't have Goku, but like I'm pretty sure this is it.
Yeah, that was it. That was
Yep.
it. The other Goku is missing that I'm talking about, but this was it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jesus,
Gohan would shoot the
looks very
Masengo out
old.
of his hands. Frieza would shoot the beam. Yeah.
Yep. There
Oh
we
man,
go.
now that I look at these look terrible. But I
That's basically every McDonald's, Burger King,
These-
like fast food toy
yeah,
in the
these look like-
history
Whoa,
of ever.
whoa!
These
Not
Okay,
true.
wait, hold
Not
on. What
true. Look
okay.
up Pokemon. I think it was Burger King or McDonald's. Pokeball with a gold slab
Oh,
card.
Burger King.
Okay,
I have
remember
though. I have
those.
some of those. They
Okay,
became
I
they
remember
they tarnished.
those.
They
For the movie.
tarnished and turned into like
okay,
bronze colored.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
I have an image
I
pulled
mean,
up
obviously it
right
wasn't real
here
gold.
for
Pokemon
you,
the
Rez.
movie.
Here you go.
Yup, that shit was awesome. If you
Okay,
had one of
Oh,
those.
okay,
yeah.
I'll give you that one. I'll give
You
you
had
that.
to keep
shit
them.
was
They had a plastic
awesome.
case. They had a plastic
Yup.
case. You had to keep it in the case because they tarnished. Because so shockingly they weren't real gold.
Yup.
Well,
Those
yeah,
things were
it's a Burger
fire.
King toy.
Shockingly.
It's a Happy Meal toy or something. Of course, it wasn't gonna be like gold, actual solid gold.
Yeah, that toy
Damn.
was the coolest toy you could get, bro.
Yeah, those were cool.
I remember
Now,
I would go
Pokemon
back and forth.
Sort of an anime. I got. I don't know. It was something a
Pokemon
lot of
does
people
not
grew up
I would
count.
with.
consider Pokemon an anime. At least
Pokemon
I
is an anime.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
That's-
I just wanted to bring that up because that toy was awesome.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Oh, hold on. Okay. I found an even better image of those toys.
SpongeBob was my favorite as a kid. Season 4 in particular. Yeah, the earlier seasons. And they start getting kind of goofy later on. See,
You're
let's.
not gonna like my opinion. on
Look
SpongeBob,
at
man.
this.
Wow.
Yep, I had the
Oh, the little
Charizard one.
ticket of
Yup.
authenticity. I remember
I had
these.
I wanted
have
the Charizard
some.
one so bad. I remember how hard I went to get that shit, dude. Oh my god, that's a memory right there. That's a memory.
Yeah, everyone wanted the Polyworld one's kind of an odd pick. The rest of these are more iconic.
Yeah,
but who
if
remembers
you pick that
Polyworld?
one, you're weird.
Yeah.
I
The
don't think
rest
it's-
are have.
I don't think you got to pick. I think you
No,
just
yeah,
whatever they
no,
gave
I
you.
don't
No,
think
no,
Well,
we
you
yeah,
got
did
but
it.
why include Polyworld of all Pokemon?
No, I'm saying like
the
when
rest.
you traded with your friends, and if you
Oh yeah,
purposely
when you
wanted
yeah.
Polyworld,
Oh yeah.
No,
like
because this
I want Polyworld.
This is
what?
from the movie. this is from the movie, and I think wasn't he in the movie?
I
Maybe.
think so.
That's why I think. Yeah.
But-
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you either wanted Pikachu, Mew, or Charizard. Realistically,
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Man.
I don't know. That's
Glad-
probably
glad
a
I
decent.
could bring back so many
Yeah.
memories, whether it's just images or in the case of
Yeah,
Red, the
you-
black
you-
box.
you almost made me cry, you fucker. I'm not gonna lie, you got me close to crying, bro. That
You
that
old
unlocks
black
some really deep memories of this of New York City back home, bro. Like,
Ah.
seeing
Yeah.
that.
So. I don't know. We're probably getting that would be a pretty decent note
Yeah.
to end on. So before we end, like because Copeland said SpongeBob and yeah, any last second. Oh, wait, what is this? I think it was right before Missy's Polyworld evolved into Palitoda. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it was
think in the
very
movie.
very recent.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, we went a lot longer than I thought we would. Freaking almost like two hours and like 40 minutes. Hopefully that's not a little overly long, but we went through a lot. It wasn't very structured, sort of stream of consciousness, but I think that was fine. It was
Yeah.
good conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look for someone to raid. Any last second thoughts from any of you guys?
For those of you who don't know, Avatar: The Last Airbender is the best cartoon of all time. Go see it if you haven't. It's on Netflix. Only 61 episodes. Korra is a decent follow-up. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, someone I never rated before is playing a retro game. The Hunt Down. I don't even know what that is.
I was
But, yeah,
gonna say you could raid Ferris.
Wait, is Ferris? Oh, is Ferris on actually?
Yeah, he should be live.
Bomberman?
Yeah, he said he was.
Oh.
He said he was live. Yeah.
Bomberman Hero. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
then.
Bomberman.
Actually,
Hero.
yeah.
But the good one or bad one?
Wait, what happened? What happened to Byron? Byron just disappeared?
Byron died.
Oh well. Anyway, before I do raid, actually, Death Row, if you could stay, I'm actually very curious about the whole Proud family thing. I wanna.
Yeah, sure.
We should probably say that off stream though.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely not on stream.
Because I have no idea what you guys are talking about. He's playing Bomberman
All
Hero.
right.
I want to play this game at some point. Yo, Byron, what happened?
also-
Whoops,
my
we're
stream.
accidentally exiting out.
Peace out to my chat. Peace out GK's chat. Peace out everyone else's chat. I'm logging off.
Later.
Yeah. I want to also say
right.
we might be on a bit of a hiatus due to some scheduling conflicts coming up. But do be on the lookout ahead of time. If I can pull in like another guest, if like I can be around and we talk about something more like streamer focus related, we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you post,
But yeah, fun conversation. Fun
God,
conversation.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Someone
Uh,
sent me
yeah,
the
Rez,
someone sent me the
Rez,
clip of me flipping out.
Rez,
Yeah,
post
man.
in my chat so Gravix can follow you. And Byron,
Oh,
you
yep.
just did. Okay.
Okay. In your chat, hold on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like in your Discord or your
No,
In the
in
Twitch
the
chat.
Twitch chat.
In
Twitch
the
chat.
Twitch chat. Yeah, man, that was so fun. Just talking about like old cartoons that we
Yeah,
all have
like
nostalgia for.
eventually we could talk about like just movies in general that we like, which I feel like I have less. I wasn't big on movies, but that would be a
I'm not
decent topic.
movie guy, but
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna set up this raid, but yeah, don't go anywhere because I want to hear about this controversy you were talking about.
Yeah, I gotta
Anyway.
hear about that too.
yeah, I
I'll-
gotta hear about this.
Yeah, I'll set up the raid and I want to hear Ferris's reaction and we give Ferris a follow because he's doing the affiliate push and playing a game I have fond memories of. I want to play in the future. Bomberman Hero. All right, peace out, everyone.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Peace.